It wasn't pretty. It was a game that I thought should have been over at the half. It wasn't. It was on the cusp of being a feel-good win until it wasn't. But they did win. That is, first and foremost, the great news about your Golden State Warriors. They are victorious. They're back on the winning track. How they got there, some positives. One massively huge positive, and we'll start the show with that in just a moment. This program's called The Golden Days, and we're powered by FanDuel.
Let's go.
Welcome to the program. It's called Golden Days. I am your host for the evening, Cyrus Sotzes. You can follow me on Threads and Instagram at Dog Wild. Over on Twitter, my handle is at Surf Journalist. The program on both platforms at Golden Days Pod. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining the show. We come to you live immediately following the Warriors taking care of business at Chase Center, holding off a pesky Suns team 118-107, the final. And if there's one safe claim I could say right off the bat, it's knowing who tonight's FanDuel player of the game is. Mr. Moses Moody, you had yourself a night. You were absolutely phenomenal. You got the minutes. You delivered. Moses Moody, easily. And Ken, side note, in our chat, thank you, sir. Yes, smash that like button, subscribe, because apparently the algo, it's short for algorithm, folks, loves those like buttons. The subscriptions especially, please, just because that way you know exactly when we're going live. It's just the subscriptions, they're just good for business. So if you don't mind hitting that sub button, we're approaching 5,000 subscribers in just over a year. I feel like we would have hit it under a year if not for that goddamn Jonathan Kuminga contract standoff this summer. But nonetheless, we're going to get there very soon. And we can't thank each and every one of you for the support. Moses Moody, again, was awesome. And he's a player that we show a shitload of love to because he can play basketball. He's talented. Good things. Damn good things happen when Moses Moody plays. And tonight, his numbers to reinforce why he is our player of the game. He played 33 minutes, 54 seconds. I'm going to guess that's a season high. It wouldn't surprise me if that was a career high. And he made those minutes count. 5 of 8 shooting from deep, 7 of 11 from the field, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He added 5 rebounds, 2 assists, added a steal, only had 1 turnover. And the turnovers were something the Warriors were excelling at in the first half of this game. Second half, whole other story. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. But 24 points, second on the team behind Wardell Stephen Curry, who had 28. But Moses Moody, bravo, a plus 15 in net rating. The numbers were just phenomenal across the board. And I will not complain every time. Thank you to that's my mom. Hey, Mom. Yeah, I can figure that one out right off the bat. Thank you, moms. Love you for supporting the program. And Moses Moody, again, props. You are our FanDuel player of the game. This was the first of a back-to-back for the Golden State Warriors. A lot of those in the early schedule. The Warriors will now, I'm going to guess, I actually don't know, and I could probably find this out if I made a few calls, but I'm going to guess the Warriors are going to get on the bus tonight. Less traffic. You go straight to a hotel somewhere in Sacramento. I don't know which one is for the players. You settle in. Maybe you can sleep in tomorrow before going to an afternoon shoot around or practice, depending on what the team wants to do. They probably actually will not have a practice. But nonetheless, the Warriors will take on the Kings at Golden One Center tomorrow night. And the line is already available, courtesy of FanDuel. The Warriors are 3-point favorites in Sacktown. The money line, favorable if you think the Kings are going to pull off the upset in the state's capital. Plus 128 is the money line. The OU for that game, 232.5. If you've got a good feeling or a good feel rather on how many points are going to be scored in this game total. Tracy in our chat, a relatively new Golden Dazer, eternally grateful for each and every one of you, saying plus the weather is supposed to be better in the morning, talking about the Warriors travel plans for SAC. I got a warning from PG&E that to be wary of wind and stormy conditions tonight. Yeah, everything I'm seeing is for all the NorCal audience members. We do have a storm coming to us. We're thankfully on the very edge of the storm. If you look at it on a radar, but it's gonna muddle some things up. So if you're watching this or listening to this on Wednesday morning, is today Tuesday? I like every day meshes together during the NBA season. Yes, it is Tuesday. So if you're listening or watching this on your Wednesday commute, I hope you're not watching this while driving. Just stay safe out there in case the weather conditions are crazy. And again, hello everybody. I'll post the link soon in terms of sound, in terms of getting the audience on the show. But I had a lot written down for notes because a lot happened in this game that is certainly open to discussion, certainly open to maybe even debate. I'll go through what I see in my stats first, or my notes first, I'm sorry. And then I'll go through some numbers, bring the audience on. That's the agenda for tonight's show. Side note, for the folks who have been asking for a Ryan Leong reappearance, because we haven't seen him yet this season, he has picked up some work at Chase Center. His normal job is going into the visitors' locker room after games and interviewing players, and that sound and all the multimedia he's gathering is then picked up by outlets that he works for. And his responsibility has been extended to also going into the Warriors locker room. Our boy Ryan is now tier 1. He is going to join us. There's going to be a lot of games this season where he'll join us, but he's actually not at Chase Center tonight. I did relay the message that a few of you out there have been bringing his name up, asking, where is Ryan? Where are the check-ins live from Chase Center with that beautiful aesthetic behind him as he joins us from the stands? That will happen soon, but he literally was not at the game tonight. And the Warriors are about to play a whole bunch of road games. So when the Warriors are back in their comfy confines for an extended run, a nice, comfortable, relaxing pace, if you will, we'll get Ryan on the show. The game started in the Warriors' favor, and the Warriors were absolutely cruising in this game in the first half. Quentin Post was one of quite a few players who deserve acknowledgement for having just an awesome night. Very solid production, very few, if any, complaints. Moses Moody was our FanDuel player of the game. Quentin Post starting at the center position tonight. Steve Kerr opting to go big to match up against Mark Williams. And Quentin Post started this game with 2 early threes as the Suns were focusing their defense largely on Steph, Jimmy, and Kuminga. And so Post had these great looks. The second three was set up almost borderline perfectly by Jonathan Kuminga, who is taking on much more of a facilitator role, looking for teammates as much as looking for his own buckets. He might have almost been too unselfish tonight. I also was not very pleased that he did not close the game. A strong feeling is that Steve Kerr was basically scapegoating him for Draymond Green being a turnover machine that second half. Draymond Green finished this game with 4 turnovers. I'm pretty sure all 4 were in the second half, and thankfully I have the stats to confirm that in front of me. Draymond Green in the first half had 1 turnover in the first half. All right, so then 3 of them came in the second half, and I'm guessing just the third quarter alone. A rather sloppy game from Dre tonight. But again, I don't understand the shortened minutes for Kuminga. I don't understand him not closing games. I just don't understand Steve Kerr. I just don't get his thought process. Other than, you're my favorite, I like you, I'm going to play you no matter what. Beyond that, I don't get it. There's no rhyme or reason to this man's decision-making when it comes to personnel. And we're all privy to that, courtesy of every game that's on television. And tonight was funky in that regard. But Quentin Post, hot start to this game, and just a complete game throughout. I think he closed the game tonight as well, and he was matched up largely against Sun center Mark Williams, who is an athletic, big dude, a lot to handle. In case you noticed, there were a few mismatches in tonight's game where Stephen Curry was matched up with Mark Williams. And side note, even though Steph had another good game statistically, and even though he did have moments in this game where he did look like his old self, both from three-point shooting and from his skills attacking the paint, driving to the bucket. But there's also some moments where, like, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little worried. All right. Like I'm a little worried that we might, and I could be mistaken on this. All right. Please don't take this as a statement of fact, a statement of certainty. It's just me maybe being a little paranoid. Maybe I'm just, almost like a concerned child watching their elderly parent, or a concerned parent watching their kids screw up too many times. I don't know, but I'm a little worried about Stephen Curry. There are far too many possessions now where he's making mistakes that he never used to make, where he's not abusing defenders like he typically abuses them. Like I'm not seeing much of the explosion. I'm not seeing shots falling as confidently as they normally do. I know that's a weird statement. I hope that made sense. And I bring that up because when Mark Williams got switched onto him, typically when Steph has a mismatch like that, where a big is suddenly on him, and ignored 12 years ago Kevin Love or whatever that was, 10 years ago. I'm speaking generally. Steph will abuse that mismatch. Steph will put that defender on skates. That defender's head is never on a swivel. It's just lost altogether. But Mark Williams held his own. And if my math is correct, I don't know if both the three-pointers were air balls, but Steph had a couple of three-point shots that were off, meaning like they barely touched the rim, if they touched at all. He had some possessions where he was attacking for the easy bucket, and he looked like his old self. There were a couple possessions where he attacked where he tried to attack, and the ball went nowhere. It was either a turnover or just a badly missed layup. And Mark Williams, and I don't know if he's just that good. I don't know if Steph just there were just moments. I don't know if we're starting to see him age before our eyes. Maybe I'm just missing the mark entirely. I don't know, but I am a little worried about Stephen Curry in the 2025-2026 season not quite being himself. And again, he's 37. All right, like Father Time is undefeated. I know there are exceptions to that, clearly, right? And I'm not just talking about LeBron James or Kevin Durant, right? I mean, Kevin Durant and Steph are the same age, but Steph is not big like them, right? Like Steph relies so much on speed and so much on his quick release and so much on touch and the three-point shot. And I don't know if aging gracefully, if the logic behind that applies to someone who's 6'3", 200, right? Versus someone who's like 6'8", 250. It's just a different story. And again, maybe Steph's just, he's fine, and I'm either misreading things or it's just a funky part of the season. But Mark Williams' defense on Steph was either impressive or Steph just did not take advantage of that mismatch. Now, Steph did hit like a rhythm three early that went in really nice, and it made me feel good. There was also a moment in the third quarter where I thought something clicked with Steph in terms of adapting to this sudden increase in pace in the NBA game, and that's the part that's sticking out to me. Stephen Curry used to be the one that set the pace for these games. Stephen Curry was the one that everyone else chased. And I'm not seeing that to start this season. I am seeing a game where if it slows down, Steph is comfortable. Where if you're playing veteran teams that are older, Steph is comfortable. And when the teams are younger, athletic, fast, he is not as comfortable. He doesn't feel like he's in his element nearly as much. And that's just my observation on it. Maybe I'm missing the mark. Thankfully, the stats are not reflecting that. And I was saying in the third quarter of tonight's game, I thought he made the adjustment. He suddenly looked like the fast Steph. Like there was one layup that he like, it felt like he just forced the ball in. And I don't know if you remember the play. It was just a regular looking layup, but it happened at such it was such a fast moment where he it was a flick of a wrist. It went off the backboard quicker than usual. Went in the rim faster than usual, and it looked like it was clicking for Steph in terms of adapting to this sudden faster pace of play that we're seeing to the start of the season. And again, I don't know if this is the norm in today's NBA. I don't know if it's just a weird, funky stage of this game. Right? There's a lot of phases in the NBA, but that quick layup that he hit. And this was followed with him recovering a turnover where he had a driving layup. It wasn't like a layup, but he it was like a running hook almost that he made. It was like a bank shot that went in. And I thought seeing those consecutive plays that all my worries were just that worries that were rooted maybe again in a protective feeling for Steph or something paternal. Who knows? I don't know how to describe it properly in terms of how I feel about this man, other than he's just something special and one of the all-time greats. But then we saw the fourth quarter where and the fourth quarter, in addition to Steph not having a great finish to this game, I also didn't understand how Steve Kerr was using him. I need to open up my play-by-play log here. I apologize for not having that open at this exact moment. It'll just take me a second, but I'm bringing this up because the rotation pattern for Steph was peculiar, to say the least. Meaning, I thought Steph should have come out of this game very early in the fourth and then brought back in around 5-6 minutes. But instead, Steph finished the third quarter, and this is where I want to look exactly at the time marker for when Steph came in that third quarter, because he stayed in through the fourth, and it almost looked like Kerr was just going to leave him in there for the entire fourth quarter, and it just made no damn sense. Let me pull this up real fast in terms of the substitution patterns, because again, it was funky. It didn't look right. It didn't feel natural. So Steph, with 6:49 to play, was still in the game. Steph, with 6:05 left in the game, was still playing. And I know he got subbed out at 4:24. He was still in the game. At 3:13, he was still in the game. So Steph didn't come out until the 2:57 mark. And that's when Moses Moody came in for him. And it was just a really brief spell. Again, he started that's crazy. So Steph started the fourth quarter and played all the way until the 2:57 mark. Or am I looking at the third quarter? I apologize. Okay, so that was his third quarter pattern. So he started the third quarter. I'm sorry. So this is the third quarter. He played all the way until the 2:37 mark of the third quarter. Comes out for Moses Moody. And I could have swore he came back in. Okay, so I guess he stayed subbed out until the end of the third. And then in the fourth quarter, he came right back in. Okay, that's what I thought. So he plays 9 minutes and change of the third quarter, starts the fourth quarter. He came back in for Pat Spencer, who got a decent run in this game. Then he stays in the fourth quarter all the way until, this is what I was really wanting to pay attention until. And apologies if I confuse you folks. He stays in the game. He came back into the 3:34 mark. And he left the game. This is the part I'm trying to figure out. He took a shot, a three-pointer that he missed at the 6:29 mark. He turned the ball over at the 5:54 mark. He came out of the game at the 5:46 mark. So he plays 9 minutes and change of the third quarter. Steph plays all the way from the beginning of the fourth until the 5:46 mark. Then Kuminga comes in for him. Steph comes out and then comes right back in at 3:34. And that was soon after And moments before that was that airball three that just looked really bad. Like when Steph was pulled from the game, there were consecutive plays of him just playing ugly basketball. I didn't get that usage. Like, why did he so Steph in the second half of this game tonight played a total, and do I have the box? Yeah, the box right here. So in the second half of tonight's game, Steph was out there for 17 minutes, 17 seconds. He's supposed to be playing 30 minutes total a night. He played 33 minutes, 32 seconds. Like, what's going on with Steve Kerr? And Young West in the chat saying, look, we won. Every game's not going to be pretty, but this is a very long season, but a huge goal I thought this season was to preserve these guys so that when the postseason rolls around, they stay fresh, they look fresh, and that's when you're going to need to lean on them and rely on them the most. When you're playing Steph nearly 4 minutes longer than he's averaging on the year to pull out a home game against the Suns so you can snap a 2-game losing streak against the Bucks and the Pacers, I guess what I'm trying to say is something just doesn't smell right here. And this team, to me, is underachieving largely because of these rotations. How many games have I been saying to play Moses Moody more? Thank God he played a lot tonight. Side note, our player of the game. But I didn't get that. I didn't understand that at all. And then Jimmy Butler had an awesome first half in this game. I'll read you a stat line, and part of me wonders if Kuminga's second half minutes were funky because Jimmy Butler wasn't there, and I'm starting to wonder if Steve Kerr feels comfortable with Kuminga as long as Jimmy Butler is with him. It's almost like a mentor. Then when Jimmy's not there, suddenly Steve's like, I don't know how to handle this guy. I don't know what's going on. Sorry, I thought my seat wasn't loaded. But Jimmy Butler on the night, he only played the first half. He was on the injury report before the game started, and he played 14 minutes and 6 seconds in the first half. Statistically, only scored 2 points in this game, added 4 rebounds, 2 assists, added a turnover as well. But he was a plus 17 in this game, which led the team. And he was part of this reserve unit that in the second quarter blew things open. Trayce Jackson-Davis was getting a run. Welcome back, TJD, by the way. And TJD, his minutes in the first half versus second half, there was a disparity there, and I don't understand the why of that. But Trayce Jackson-Davis did have a great game. I'll read his stats in just a second. Trayce Jackson-Davis tonight, first half, 10 minutes, 51 seconds, 7 points, 2 rebounds, a plus 12 in net rating, because it was him, it was Moody, it was Jimmy Butler, it was Pat Spencer, and Buddy Hield, thankfully, had a coming out game today in terms of good shooting, good play overall, because he has not been it for a few games now. So tonight was a very good Buddy Hield night. But that 5-man unit in the second quarter blew this game open. And that's where you can interpret net rating, right? You lump multiple players together and you figure out, all right, so these guys are the reason why this net rating is the way it is. And in that first half, Jimmy, a plus 17, Trayce Jackson-Davis, a plus 14, Buddy Hield, a plus 12, Pat Spencer, a plus 10. Side note, Pat Spencer, the reason why, in case you didn't watch this whole game, the reason why Pat Spencer got the minutes he did is because Steve Kerr actually punished his son out there, Brandon Pajemski. I'm being facetious, but Pajemski had an atrocious sequence of events that started in the second quarter, or maybe it was the first quarter. It was the start of the second quarter, forgive me, where Pajemski sags off Gillespie, a reserve player for the Phoenix Suns, Colin Gillespie. Is it Gillespie or Gillespie? I think it's Gillespie. I already forgot. I'm sorry. I listened to the whole game, but I already forgot the pronunciation. But Colin Gillespie, I didn't know this until the game started, and they met, and Fitz and Kalena mentioned this on the broadcast, is the number 1 3-point shooter coming off the bench in the entire NBA. What does Pajemski do defending him? Sags off him, like we've talked about a lot, as one of many issues Pajemski's dealing with this year, maybe his entire career. And thankfully in the second half, there was a lot more aggression from Pajemski, but Steve Kerr penalized him. He punished him because he didn't just sag off a Gillespie on that possession. Very next play, right after the three went in, Draymond Green inbounds the ball. The ball is meant for Brandon Pajemski. Pajemski's not even looking towards him. Pods is the point guard on the court, and his back is facing the inbounder, and he's just walking toward the other side of the court, basically just pissed off, not focused. And Kerr pulled him for the rest of the second quarter and first half. And so Pat Spencer gets a run of filling in for Brandon Pajemski, and Pat was part of that unit that was spectacular. And it goes back to begging the question, Coach Kerr, if it ain't broke, why are you fixing it? And look, I know Jimmy Butler pulled himself out of the game in the second half, all right? And the reason for that evokes a sound clip, a video clip, both, that I didn't think I'd be pulling again. I thought it was retired. But oh boy, Jimmy Butler, when any player is 35 or older, side note, and you start missing games because of your lower back.
Oh, my neck! My back, my neck and my back.
Oh my God, the spirit of Andre Iguodala revisiting us. And Jimmy Butler missed the entire second half with that lower back issue. We'll see how serious it was, depending on his availability tomorrow night. But again, when you're pushing 35, he's 36 now, and you're sitting out games because of my back, my neck, and my
Oh, my neck, my back, my neck and my back.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun with that. But nonetheless, so Jimmy Butler sat out the second half of this game, but the first half everything looked like it was fine. The Golden State Warriors led this game 68-49 at the half. At one point in that second quarter, they led this game by 25 points, which then begs the question: what the F happened in that third quarter? The Warriors were outscored in the third quarter of tonight's game, 34-24. The Suns were lurking late in this game in the fourth quarter. And part of it was the third quarter. It was just a ton of turnovers. Draymond Green, again, had 3 of those turnovers in the third quarter. Part of it was just, again, weird minutes. I started talking about Trayce Jackson-Davis. Sorry, I didn't finish that thought. Trayce Jackson-Davis in the first half of this game, 10 minutes, 51 seconds. Trayce Jackson-Davis in the second half of this game, 4 minutes, 39 seconds. Why? Let me repeat that to you again. Trayce Jackson-Davis in the first half of this game was awesome. If you want me to forget about Guy Santos, fine. Play Trayce Jackson-Davis. I love that too. Tonight, 10 minutes, 51 seconds in the first half. How does his coach reward him for that? By just forgetting about him altogether. In the second half of this game, 4 minutes and 39 seconds. Is that right? 4 minutes, 39 seconds. I don't get that. I don't get the fact that certainly, I don't think it's arguable to say that Jonathan Kuminga is your most athletic player. Easily your biggest threat from a penetrator perspective. So make it make sense that he only played 24 minutes, 39 seconds tonight. Make that make sense. His box score was, look, I'm going to guess if anyone ever had the actual audacity to, God forbid, ask Steve Kerr tough questions. Yeah, I'm guessing Kerr would respond with the 4 turnovers. Kuminga had 2 turnovers in the first half, 2 in the second half. Side note, I don't remember any of them, but I'm just telling you what the box score says, and I believe it. I'm not questioning the box score, but he had 4 turnovers tonight, and maybe that's why Steve Kerr limited Jonathan Kuminga to 24 minutes, 39 seconds tonight. But he's one of your best players. And every time he's out there and you're not surrounding him by just scrubs, that's the only time his net rating goes down, is when it's him surrounded by like Buddy, Pat Spencer, Guy Santos, except Guy Santos and Kuminga. Apparently that's a faux pas in Steve Kerr's world. Those two cannot be out there together. I don't know why. Moses Moody and Kuminga rarely are out there together. I don't know why. But you have this just sycophant media scene who will not question Kerr because they think he's like a god or something, or they're afraid. But the minutes for Kuminga right back down. And instead of a comfortable blowout victory, this thing went down to the wire. The Warriors outscore the Suns 33-19 in the first quarter, 35-30 in the second quarter, and then they get outscored in the third quarter, 34-24, and then they barely outscore the Suns 26-24 in the fourth to pull out the 118-107 win. My point is this game was way closer than it should have been, and so much of it had to do with huge surprise, sketchy-ass personnel decisions by Steve Kerr. Like Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Pajemski set him up for this alley-oop late in the fourth quarter. It was awesome. And it was, I believe, it should have been a +1. The refs are for whatever reason, letting them play, even though I see Kuminga getting hacked left and right, starting to get the Stephen Curry treatment in terms of defenders, and referees not doing a damn thing about it. But JK gets this awesome alley-oop from Pajemski late in the fourth. I'll even tell you the exact minute it happened. It was at the so the Jonathan Kuminga slam, it was at the 4:34 mark of the fourth quarter. And a minute later, exactly a minute later, Quentin Post came into the game for Jonathan Kuminga. We never saw Kuminga again. I love Post, and he had a great game tonight. Did I read his stats? Quentin Post finished tonight 14 points. He had an awesome night. 14 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, added a steal, finished second on the team in net rating with a +16. But again, Steve Kerr's golden boy, his son, not by genetics, Brandon Pajemski, is just can do no wrong. Even with that atrocious early second quarter sequence of plays that did get him benched, he comes right back in the second half. Kerr's playing him and Pat Spencer together for an extended run. That did not work, by the way. That was like when those two were in the game together, that's a huge part of the Phoenix comeback. And Pajemski still played, let me make sure I got this right. In the second half of tonight's game, Pajemski still played 16 minutes and 20 seconds. I just don't get that. I don't get this love affair, man. And in case you want to know how Pajemski did, it wasn't an awful night for him, but it wasn't great. In 24 minutes and 12 seconds, 13 points. That's good. I also am starting to see something that's a strength for Pajemski, and I will highlight that in a moment. But 4 assists. Again, I said 5 or more, I'll shut up about this guy and give him nothing but flowers. If you're not getting 5 assists, I'm going to criticize you a little bit. 4 assists. Okay, it's all right. But just to put it in comparison for you, Pat Spencer played 11 minutes and 15 seconds. That's half of Pajemski's minutes. More than half. Pajemski played 24 minutes, 12 seconds. Pat Spencer played 11 minutes, 15 seconds. Why is Pat Spencer getting the same amount of assists as Brandon Pajemski? Draymond Green had 8 assists tonight, double the number. Why can Pajemski not get assists? And the stat that's the ugliest for Brandon Pajemski, the three-point shooting, which is virtually non-existent for this guy this year. He was 1 of 6 from deep. 1 of 6. Folks, that's below 20%. That's like 18, 17%. My only gripe with Pajemski, and I know I'm slowly gonna start sounding like a Potts hater, and that's the furthest thing from the truth in terms of how I feel about this guy. I've never once advocated benching him. I've never once not pretended he could be a serious part of the future. But at this stage of his career with this Warriors team, why is he getting this much of a run every game? I don't understand it. X-Man, who is saying, I am a pods hater. Come on the show in just a second and explain to me why that is without using entirely subjective language like connector, entirely subjective. Or I want you to justify the 3-point shooting. I want you to justify the weak assist numbers. I want you to justify him being second worst on the team in free throw percentage. And I want you to justify why he routinely gets more minutes than other players on this team. Like, I had people in the chat, and I was letting you have your moment yesterday because Sam Gordon was on the show, and Sam was literally just parroting these Steve Kerr talking points. He's a connector. He gets charges. I've never seen someone leading the league in charges, like that being the variable that results in anything of significant success in terms of championships or otherwise. It's like, look, I don't mind him playing. I do mind when he gets second, third, fourth, fifth passes from his head coach that other players are not afforded. I don't appreciate the favoritism. I don't appreciate the average at best defense. And I know every one of you that defends this kid, you're doing it because of how much Steve Kerr likes him. You are all Steve Kerr sycophants. You are all blindly worshiping and following this head coach still. Let me and I'll let me put the link here. Let me first real quick just see if there's any sound that has come down. Because I saw on my TV screen Steve Kerr had addressed the media, and I think Steph had addressed the media. And I see some clips that I can play now, but I'm going to look for the best audio version. Well, let me see if I can find one that's okay. So KNBR's feed, usually, again, KNBR, they actually plug their setup into the mixer. And so you can actually hear everything okay. Oh, a lot of sound. Okay, so we'll start with Steph. Steph said a lot. I'm seeing some clips. Joseph Dykes of the Mercury News saying that Steph is under the weather. This would make sense. Oh, yeah. So he's dealing with a cold. Oh, and he might not play against Sacramento. Let's hear from Stephen Curry. That would make a lot of sense. I'm not trying to make excuses for Steph, but look, I don't know about you folks, but when I get sick, it destroys me. I am a baby. I am a weak, pathetic excuse of a man the moment I have even a cold. Sorry, that's just who I am. I'm not perfect. Never said I was. So if that's what's going on with Steph, I have sympathy. Let's hear from Stephen Curry. This is courtesy of Anthony Slater. Turn the volume up on your devices, please, just so you can hear it okay, because Slater records this from his phone, and Steph ain't feeling good. Let's hope this thing doesn't spread around the locker room. Here is Stephen Curry.
Do you feel like your play's been impacted by the sickness?
Tonight, the second half, Tank was on the. I'm not blaming the airball on that, but just like I said, just trying to dig through it and get to the finish line and get a win and keep it moving.
How soon do you have to officially decide on tomorrow? I mean, that sounds like you guys.
I mean, pretty quick, but I'm gonna go see the docs right now and see what's going on.
Oh boy, you can't get that through a computer screen, right? I'm kidding. Oh my God, he okay. Steph, get better. If he's not playing in Sacramento tomorrow, I would take a hard look at that FanDuel money line for the Sacramento Kings, because a whole lot changes when Stephen Curry's not available. Anyways, well, that's interesting. Stephen Curry not feeling good. Forgive me if I start looking like I'm sweating. Every time a storm comes in, the humidity factor in the Bay Area just makes the weather funky. I hope I don't look all weird and sweaty on the screen, on camera. Sorry. So Stephen Curry saying that he's battling a cold. And you can see it right there. Goddamn kid. See, that's the biggest look. If you ever are feeling some self-pity about not having children in life, take some solace in moments like that, because I'm gonna put the odds of Steph having that cold, courtesy of one of his 4 children. I'll place the odds at 90% that's how he got it. One of his little rascals, one of his little rugrats, probably infected him. Here's Steve Kerr. This is also courtesy of Anthony Slater, adding a little bit more perspective on the Stephen Curry illness. It looks like Stephen Curry, is not going to be available for the game tomorrow. Here is Steve Kerr.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he's wiped out right now. So I don't care what the doctors say. We gotta get him some rest. So I'll make the decision right now. He's not gonna play tomorrow. He needs some rest. He's been sick. All the travel, everything is just caught up to him. So hopefully, getting some rest, and hopefully he'll be ready to go for Denver.
And Jimmy, was that precautionary, or was that something that's
No,
not happening again?
yeah, I mean, he was questionable for a reason. He felt like he could go, then he tweaked it a little bit, so we took him out. So he's questionable for tomorrow as
Oof.
well.
Draymond, do you think Draymond will go with y'all?
We'll see. It's
I like that. Draymond. What does Slater say? Like, Draymond?
Draymond,
so he's questionable for tomorrow as well.
Draymond, do you think Draymond?
Draymond?
As well.
Draymond, do you think Draymond? Draymond?
Draymond?
Do you think Draymond will go with y'all?
We'll see. It's we have to assess where he is as well, but we've got a great challenge ahead to go try to win a game shorthanded, and I'm excited for all the guys who are going to be playing tomorrow.
Me too. Side note, tomorrow night, the I-80 crossover, a fun Tuesday night show that Mark Haynes of Believe in Kings, his brother Chris is a NBA media legend already, and Mark holds his own in his own right in the Sacramento market, writing for the Sac Observer, again, hosting Believe in Kings. He's going to join the program tomorrow night. It's going to be a Warriors-Kings crossover. Get ready to talk your shit, at least if one way or the other. I mean, look, if the Warriors win, talk your smack. Tell them to shove their cow ball up their asses. Tell them to shine that beam where the beam normally doesn't shine. Do what you got to do. But if the Warriors lose, be prepared to remind these people, these peasants, these secondhand citizens, these afterthoughts, these these lesser humans in Sacramento, our little siblings, little step siblings. I cannot help talking shit about them. I apologize. It's not personal. But Mark Haynes will be joining us. So let's hope the Warriors win, because if you're a Warriors fan, you also know how loud and obnoxious other fan bases, particularly those in Sacramento, can get. So Steph will likely not play in Sacramento tomorrow. Draymond, it didn't sound like Draymond? Is Draymond? Draymond? Is he gonna Dre? I don't think he's gonna play, it sounds like. Jimmy Butler's a question mark. Oh boy. All right. You know what the good news is? And this is where I push back on people who say I'm a Pajemski hater. I actually, if Steph, Dre, and Jimmy, the core 3, are out tomorrow, and side note, Al Horford is expected. Depending on your perspective, that's a good or bad thing. I actually think it's an okay thing. I'm not ready to give up on Al Horford yet. I know folks like Armando Laura and some others strongly criticized the move. I wasn't the happiest this offseason when I heard about it. I thought there were far better options out there than Al Horford, but I didn't hate it either. Well, he's probably going to play. And my point about Brandon Pajemski is, when those guys are out, I don't hate his minutes. I actually think Pajemski because he's running the point. He's an actual point guard, and he's running the show at that point. Like, that's what he's suited for. Give him his 35 minutes on a night like that, and let him create, and hopefully he'll get his assists. Because again, I have no idea why he cannot generate those numbers. That is baffling to me. It's concerning to me. So hopefully those assist numbers will go up tomorrow. I hope Kuminga gets more of a run. I hope Moses Moody doesn't get the type of treatment a lot of players get under Steve Kerr, where they have this amazing night and you think to yourself, oh, wow, this is the beginning of a consistent run for him. This is the beginning of stability for this player, only for Kerr the next night to DNP the guy, or just his gut tells him to limit his minutes again. And I hope this becomes a steady thing for Moses Moody in terms of minutes. I like the kid. I think Moses Moody belongs. I've never been shy about that. Guy Santos only playing 2 minutes, 58 seconds. I wouldn't mind some more minutes from him. Trayce Jackson-Davis, we finally saw him play for the first time in I don't know how long. When is the last time we saw Trayce Jackson-Davis play? Trayce, let me look that up real fast, because he's been getting a lot of DNPs. And I mean, Al Horford is playing those, and I don't know what that means for Trayce Jackson-Davis. We did see in the preseason Al Horford and Quentin Post get some minutes together, right? I remember that happening. I don't know what that means for Trayce Jackson-Davis. Side note, tonight was just the 4th game he's played this season, the 1st in November. He did not play in the first 2 games against the Lakers and the Nuggets. He played in the Portland loss. He played in the Grizzlies win. He played in the Clippers win. And he plays tonight in the win against the Phoenix Suns. What I'm trying to say is I get excited for games like tomorrow when the burden it falls on the youngsters who are not as young as they used to be. And I have faith in them. And a game like that is where I feel like Pajemski should shine. Let him have his run, right? Like, he's a point guard naturally. It's when he's out there for like 30 minutes and 2/3 of those minutes are him playing the 2. That's not him. It's just not who he is as a basketball player. And side note, 2 guards should not be 1 of 6 from deep. How are you contributing if you're not scoring? If you're missing that often? How do you defend that? One stat that, at least for the first half of this game, and I'll put the link if anyone wants to jump on. One stat that did bode well for the Golden State Warriors in the first half of this game, and it's a stat I brought up with Sam Gordon, because these stats down here do not reflect tonight's game, but the Warriors came into tonight's game struggling with assists and turnovers. That is a category the Warriors are routinely dominant in. It's a stat Steve Kerr obsesses on. And the Warriors were 18th entering tonight's game in assists to turnovers. And in the first half of this game, the Warriors were killing it in that category. At the end of 2 quarters, the Golden State Warriors had 20 assists and just 5 turnovers. That's stellar. That's Warriors basketball as we're accustomed to. But then the second half tells a different story. I haven't looked at this one yet. So the Warriors in the second half had 13 assists and 11 turnovers. And that's your story right there. The link's in the chat now if you want to jump on with me. I'm going to play one more soundbite here because a lot has come down the wire, and that's how it usually goes when the Warriors are at home. We already heard from Steph about the cold. Okay, we already played that soundbite. I want to see if there's anything else besides Steph being sick that people talked about. Oh, there's Steve Kerr talking about the cold. Here, this is courtesy of Kenzo Fukuda. I'm not super familiar with his work. He's with Clutch Points. And I have no idea if this is going to sound good, but at least he's posting something. He's the only one posting any clips of this Warriors press conference. And here's Steve Kerr after tonight's game, and then we'll go to Allen Day first. Always go in chronological order unless a certain someone is in there. I don't see her, Sharia. But let's hear from Steve Kerr. This time talking about his bench, which was awesome tonight. And I'll read those stats to you real fast, and that'll be pretty much it in terms of the numbers. Actually, real quick, before I play this clip, the Golden State Warriors bench tonight, which has been a sore spot for him this season, depending on the game, but more times than not, they have not delivered. And again, we're waiting on DeAnthony Melton, waiting on Seth Curry. Side note with Seth Curry real fast before I play this clip, I did get some news about him, and this is not official, but the sentiment from what I'm hearing behind the scenes at Chase Center is that even though Seth Curry will be available for the Warriors as early as either November 11th or 15th, I've yet to get a hard confirmation on which one of those dates the Warriors can officially sign Seth Curry and be under the second apron. I don't feel like doing that math on my own, but just safe to say it's mid-November. However, what I heard from an anonymous source, I will not name this person to preserve that relationship, is that the Warriors might not sign Seth right when he's available. They might actually wait until December before making it official just to save a few bucks. And I'm not making that up. The Warriors are in luxury tax penalty situation, which means every penny they spend, they're also paying a tax on that. I don't know what the rate is right now. I don't know if it's like for every dollar it's $5. It's just be prepared for Seth Curry to not be signed right when they can. Very disconcerting news. I'm not thrilled about this at all, and I hope this is not true. And B, the same source also told me, be prepared to not see Seth play. Meaning, like, he might just be someone who's signed as a familial type thing. So because he's Steph's brother, and it would be more of like a Giannis Antetokounmpo type signing, where it's much more for the star player's gratification. Seth Curry can still play. I don't like hearing any of this shit. That's unbelievable. Well, the bench did well tonight. Brandon Pajemski did have 13 points. Moses Moody, again, our player of the game, 24 points. Trace Jackson Davis, 7 points. Buddy Hield, 12 points. He was 3 of 5 shooting from deep. Again, he was mired in an awful shooting slump to start the year. He's thankfully snapping out of that. And then Pat Spencer, who played 11 minutes, 15 seconds in this game, had 7 points as well. You do the math on that. 63 bench points out of 118. Over half the points, courtesy of the bench. Turn the volume up on your devices, please. I have no idea how this sounds. Here is Steve Kerr talking about the bench.
These players come in, not having major roles and contributing like that. Did you find a lift from something like that?
Yeah,
not just
sure.
Spencer, but several guys.
I thought the bench was great. I mean, Moses was the player of the game tonight. His defense on Booker and his shooting, he was fantastic. He's just found his groove now, after missing most of training camp with the ankle. So it's a tough start to the season for him, mainly because, we just found a different starting lineup and a different rotation while he was out, and we were doing pretty well. But he's forcing his way back into the mix for sure. And then Quentin was great, but I thought the bench, Buddy, Pat, Trace in the first half really took control of the game. It was fun to watch.
Steve, to follow up on Moses, what do you see in his shot? I mean, he seems more decisive maybe, and how much will you need him? I mean, if Jimmy is out for any stretch, and without Steph scoring tomorrow night, it would seem like you need him to keep producing.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a reason he was our starter last year in the last 30 games after we made the trade. You know, his on-ball defense combined with his shooting and toughness, the way he crashes the offensive glass. So it's great to see Mo out there. We're going to need everybody. You know, tomorrow will be a night where, you know, we'll get Will Richard in the game. We'll get Guy in the game. We need those high energy guys throughout the season. I thought that group changed the game in Indianapolis the other night. You know, Guy and Moses. So it's fun to see when the bench guys play like that. And we're going to need everybody. It's a long season, but we have a lot of depth, and we're going to use it.
Steve, you went to.
All right, that's Steve Kerr talking about the bench. More specifically, Moses Moody getting a lot of mention there. I hope this is the start of consistent minutes for him. I hope Moses Moody playing doesn't mean Kuminga has to lose minutes. That's where Steve Kerr loses me. It like play your 5 best players. Just play your best players. Make your pecking order in terms of minutes. Who's your best player, second best player, third best player, and match the minutes accordingly. And don't make me sound like the crazy person for suggesting a common sense approach to basketball, which this man does not do consistently. Alan Day, you look sideways on my screen.
Yeah, that is wild.
It is wild. Now you're upside down. Oh, now you're right. How you doing?
All right,
As
cool,
you sit in the dark.
I'm good. I have my AirPods. I mean, not AirPods, but my iPad. My bad.
All right, you're good.
Yeah.
good.
What's going on? Good to connect with you, man. To answer your question, I think that Kerr has this thing about JK and Moody being power forwards. So it'll always be a mismatch with those guys. I mean, although we did see them play together a little bit in this game, I think it was maybe in the fourth quarter, maybe a minute or two.
There were good minutes, if I remember correctly.
Once again, I mean, really good, for sure. And I said it before, I believe that both JK and Moody are the team's best 2 defenders. I don't care what Jimmy. I mean, if Jimmy was a strong defender, I mean, you're paying this guy $60 million. He should be taking these primary defensive duties. I mean, you made the trade for Jimmy for Wiggins, and Wiggins was allegedly the primary defender on some of the top guys every night. I mean, so you brought in Jimmy. He should be taking the assignment that JK and Moody is doing. So it's interesting that he doesn't. So for me, JK and Moody are the 2 best defenders on this team. Again, I don't care what Draymond does. You know what I mean? Because I think his game defensively is probably 2-dimensional.
How did you think, by the way, Draymond Green got 32 minutes, 50 seconds tonight. His minutes trailed Moses Moody and Steph.
Yeah.
He was third. Statistically, another triple single. I'll never forget Charles Barkley starting that old trend with that word, that jargon. It's hilarious, man. A triple single. It deserves to get called out when it happens. And Draymond Green had 2 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, but a block and a steal. But those 4 turnovers, and those were ugly. Like
you might as well give him 6 because 2 of JK's 4 belong to Draymond.
Thank you. I don't remember a single one of Kuminga's turnovers. Not one. What were they? Can you remember?
I think in the first quarter he got his traditional strip.
I remember
driving to the.
I remember
and
that.
I want to say he got someone threw like a grenade, and I think his shot got blocked. Something like that happened.
And that's weird that he got. That's a turnover. It was. You're right.
Yeah.
He went up for a bucket. It was a non-call. Like they didn't call a foul. They just called it a straight. So I guess if you get blocked or stripped, that's okay, makes sense.
Yeah. So he had 2 legitimate turnovers. The other 2, Draymond threw a ball. I think it was in transition that he saved. He saved and he just threw it just to kind of keep it in bounds. And I think he got the turnover for that. I mean, interesting game. They had it running away until Steve Kerr ran out the Pat Spencer, Pajki, and Moody TJD lineup. I mean, when I saw that, I was like, oh, this is going to be a close game. This
How
is
is
going to
like
be
how did this like this is this is what games like these are why net rating just doesn't mean shit to me. Like unless like you
Yeah.
can find these 5-man units who are out there together, like you can safely figure out why the first half net rating for that group where it was Jimmy, Moody, Trace Jackson Davis, I forgot the other two already, but there was like a 5-man. Buddy Hield was part of it.
Yeah. Oh
and
my
whoever the
God,
fifth-
Buddy
like,
was. He was.
and they
terrible.
went on a tear, and so it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
All right, like their net rating, they just the margin was evident there, but some of these makes no sense. Like you look at the net rating tonight, for example, like Jimmy Butler is going to walk away from this game having only played the first half, leading the team in net rating with a plus 17.
Yeah.
Bravo. Like Moses Moody plus 15. Bravo. That makes perfect sense. He was the best player in this game tonight.
Yeah, easily.
Buddy Hield, who was part of that insane first half group, still finished a minus 13, probably because it was part of that third quarter. Like, how does Brandon Pajemski finish in the positive? Most of my memory of this game tonight, they were getting their asses kicked when he was out there, but he still finished at plus 3. I don't
because he was a minus up until like somewhere in that fourth quarter.
Correct.
Where
Correct.
So they left him. Steve left him out there
stat.
strategically for that net rating. Yeah, I hate net rating. I hate it. Is the absolute worst stat. I hate that stat. But overall, I mean, I have my concerns, and I mentioned it with you before. Like I don't trust Steve Kerr. I've always said I don't trust Steve Kerr. So if I don't trust Kerr, I don't trust this team. This team is untrustworthy. Like if the Suns had their guys, it's a possibility that was an L tonight. So I mean, they have some challenges, and I wouldn't say defensively. I thought Moody and JK. I mean, Booker is special. I mean, he has a nice whistle. I mean, but at the same time,
quick, Alan, I'm going to cut you off for just 1 second because I want to get to this comment. Black Seminole in the chat saying Devin Booker was cooking Kuminga so bad tonight. Dudes acting like they didn't see that shit. Yeah, we saw that shit. Look, Devin Booker is a future Hall of Famer. He's going to cook whoever's defending him. Like you act like Kuminga has the ability to lock this man down. And then, let me read these numbers to you real fast. Devin Booker played 39 minutes, 24 seconds. All right. Mm-hmm. Jonathan Kuminga played 24 minutes, 39 seconds. So there was 15 minutes where it was literally impossible. Never mind the fact that their minutes didn't completely overlap. But let's say for the sake of argument, their minutes were just completely matched up. There was still 15 minutes where Devin Booker was not guarded by Kuminga, and he still finished this game with 38 points. His outside shooting was not on fire. He was only 1 of 5 from deep, so you got to credit Kuminga a little bit for that. Devin Booker scored 11 of his 38 points from the free throw line. But what I'm trying to say here is, like, okay, let's say for the sake of argument, Black Seminole, you're right, that Kuminga got cooked by Devin Booker. Who wasn't cooked? Was there someone on the like? Did you somehow? Are you saying that because you think someone else was actually locking him down? I mean, what is the point of saying that? Is what I'm trying to figure out here. Like Black Seminole, if let's say you're right. Devin Booker was cooking Kuminga. Who was he not cooking? Was someone else on the Warriors locking him down that justified Kuminga not getting more minutes? Like, just follow up with that, please, if you're going to take a dig at Kuminga like that, because I'm trying to understand, like, okay, you're going to pick on Kuminga for his defense of Devin Booker. What about everyone else? like, are you going to call them out too, or are you just going to nitpick Kuminga because he's the easiest target, largely because Steve Kerr, for whatever reason, has issues with him? That's what I'm trying to say.
The problem with these cowards, man, these cowards don't understand that defense works on the string. It's impossible to have 1 or 2 good defenders and expect to have a good defensive team. I mean, you got to have everyone in line. Everyone needs to be talking. Everyone needs to be switching in order to have a good defense. What I saw in that game is that JK or Moody, anyone who's on Booker, they're sending the screen and roll immediately to get those guys off the ball. I mean, if you were watching early in that first quarter, they were hunting Steph Curry down. Whenever JK got on Booker, they were calling that screen to get Steph Curry on Booker.
Yeah.
The entire first half. Now, if we want to talk being cooked, I did see Moody get 13 straight points on the top of his head from Booker in the third quarter. So because again,
Yeah.
they put Moody on Booker in that third quarter, and that's when they made that run. So if anyone could be considered cooked, we can say Moody, but we can't really say that because Moody is the only reason why they won that game. So really, they were pretty much trading buckets. And again,
like Mike G in the chat, another Kuminga hater, and I'm only taking this bait because if anything, it exposes the stupidity of the people trying to hate on Kuminga. Mike G, you honestly believe Kuminga can't keep anybody in front of him? Like of all the players, the 14 players under contract for the Warriors, you think Kuminga is the one that should be called out for not being able to keep people in front of him? And if you're right, let's say for the sake of argument, Mike G, you're right. Why does Steve Kerr keep putting him on the opposing team's best players? Like, why was Kuminga guarding Devin Booker, easily the best player in the Suns tonight? Is it because Steve Kerr is it more evidence Kerr doesn't know what he's doing? Yeah. And if that's true, who should be taking that assignment on? And again, it's just funny to hear people say that because
these guys, I mean,
it's insane.
Crazy, man. You got to understand, Booker is a guy that scored 72 points, 73 points in a game before.
Yes.
Imagine if
that was some years ago.
Imagine if Potts or Steph was the primary defender on Booker tonight, and Moody and JK didn't play.
Imagine putting Pajemski on Devin Booker tonight.
As the primary. Come on, man. Are you kidding me? Like, there's a reason why you put your best defenders on the best players. And you put them on them, not expecting them to stop these guys. I mean, these guys are the best offensive players in the game for a reason. You don't stop anyone. If Jonathan Kuminga was on another team, he would be the primary defender on Steph Curry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it's just these guys are idiot. They don't really understand what's going on with the game, man. Like it's
there are a lot of casual fans out there.
I
don't hate
stop anyone.
I don't want to. The fans to me aren't the ones I have like much emotion toward. Like in terms of like for example, if a fan like Mike G in the chat, for example, follows up by saying, and I don't mind addressing this, saying he's got paid and so they're trying to see what he got. Mike, he's been handling the opposing team's best players for years. This is not last year was not even the first year that Kerr was putting Kuminga on the most athletic, most elite offensive player of the other team. This has been going on for a while now. It has nothing to do with the paycheck. It's just, but look, it's the media that I personally have a lot more. That if I'm going to criticize anyone, it's all the media types that literally just pretend everything Steve Kerr does is right. They just immediately defer to whatever Steve Kerr believes as being fact. That's insane. It just goes on constantly. And you have a fan base, a lot of them are casual, man. They don't have the time to study this and be caught up the way media types getting paid for a living to cover this do. And that's like why I have so much scorn for a lot of these media, other people in this industry who cover the Warriors. Because it's like, what are you doing other than just literally just repeating Steve Kerr's talking points? What are you going to do when Steve Kerr's gone? I cannot wait to see how that goes. I don't know if these people are all just going to just follow along with any coach, or if Steve Kerr is just special to them. I'm fascinated to see what happens there. But it's and someone else in the chat, I think it was Anthony. Anthony. First of all, I don't know why you call this toxic. We're talking about a Warriors team that's trying to win a championship. We're talking about a Warriors team that's in the middle of a dynasty. And maybe most importantly, we're talking about a team that's underachieving, right? The Warriors had this game under control at the end of the first half. They led by as much as 25 in the second quarter. And Anthony, are you literally going to sit here and pretend that we should just ignore the fact that they almost lost this game, that 25-point lead was single digits in the fourth quarter, following two games against Milwaukee and Indiana that they did lose? Are we supposed to sit here and celebrate beating the Suns at home like it's a title? It's the Suns. They might have the number one pick in the draft next year. They are a lottery team. I would ask you, Anthony, please stop acting like it's amateur hour here and wake up to the reality that if a team is serious about winning a championship and they're in the middle of a dynasty trying to cling on to that. These games should be a wrap at the half. They should not be losing these games at Milwaukee and Indiana. And that's why I am not pretending everything's okay. Because there are a lot of warning signs here. And sadly, at least to me, and I saw another chat comment, Anthony, you brought up earlier about like why do we keep calling out the coach? Because the coach controls the minutes. And the biggest issue with this team routinely for years now has been who plays when. The minutes are the problem. They have the talent, but the talent's not being utilized properly. Anthony, is that not registering to you, man? You can come on the show as well anytime you like. That invite's always open. But if you're missing that, I don't know what else to tell you, dude. Any final thoughts from you, Alan?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just piggyback like on your thought here. Like, if minute distributions was done correctly, if we had an actual adequate coach, then it is a possibility that Steph and Draymond could arrest the entire fourth quarter. You had you built enough lead where you could have had leverage, and you know those guys could have set back you. In who knows, you may have a Draymond and Steph in Sacramento.
Alan, hold on one more second. Anthony, okay, what I don't appreciate is just blatant falsehoods. It is not always negative. I was not negative following the Lakers game. I was not negative following the Nuggets game. I was not negative following the Clippers game. Do not speak in generalities and pretend you're the smart person here. That is bullshit. If it gets negative, I'm not trying to be negative either. Sometimes the truth isn't positive, man. Yeah. That's reality for you. If you're looking for an escape, if you're looking for a show where we're just shaking pom-poms and I'm a cheerleader, every other show does that. Every other show does that. You have like 20, 30 options out there that gives you that content. If you can't handle honesty, those exist for you. But if you want truth, which is not always positive, and that includes sometimes picking out very serious issues following a game that was far closer than it should have been. To keep it in perspective, the spread on this game was 11. The Warriors won by 11. So they didn't even cover the spread. They just flatlined it, which, side note, it goes to show the bookies and how talented they are at what they do. But look, every other show can give you that, man. If you just want to live in denial of reality, that's what every other show is for. I will never pretend things are okay when they're not. And I'm not going to apologize for that. Alan, finish up, sir.
All right, man. Yeah, keep speaking truth to power, and we really appreciate what you do. We understand those other local guys, man. They do it for press passes. They want that front row seat in the press room. They want those extra questions and to snoozy around the coaches and all that. Like I've been around press before in my earlier days. So keep doing your thing, Si. I really appreciate your work and leaving and having a platform available for us to jump on. So
absolutely
appreciate you, man, so much. Thank you so much.
Alan, have a good night. And Richard Marquez in the chat, if you're directing that toward me, don't threaten me, dude. Here, I'll just do you. Is that toward me? Just confirm it right now. So cancel your subscription and I'll block your ass because I don't need that shit, man. I really don't. Confirm real fast, Richard. You are bugging me. I just want to make sure that is directed toward me. Confirm. Please confirm and settle that once and for all. Anthony, how many times have you been invited to come on the show and talk? You talk a big game, but are you ever going to just come here and actually have discourse? Okay, first of all, a narcissist means they're focused on themselves. Furthest thing I'm ever about. And now you're done. You're out. I don't need your shit, dude. Get the hell out of here, man. Again, Anthony, stop being a keyboard warrior. Stop with the amateur hour all caps bullshit in the chat. Come on the show. Have a conversation. But if you want to be a Steve Kerr D writer, which is what you sound like, again, every other show out there is catered just for you. All the other ones. All right? I don't think I'd sound as negative as I do if every other show was not kissing Steve Kerr's ass 24/7. Anthony, You're done as well. Don't need it. Don't need it. I don't care. You're out. You've been given an opportunity to come on the show and actually have a conversation. I don't want trolling in the chat. I don't want disrespect in the chat. Just because I am not sitting here blowing rainbows and flowers out of my mouth because the Warriors hung on to beat the Suns at home. The Suns are not a good team. The head coach routinely mismanages player minutes. Well, again, they're gone. Naveen, I think you joined us from Dallas, right? Welcome to the show.
Yes, yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, sir. How are you?
I was better until just a couple of assholes in our chat just decided to,
just
be
ignore.
dicks. So bye. Peace.
Yeah.
Oh no, I lost $2.99 a month. F off, dude. Like you being I appreciate everyone who's a part of this, but I'm still a human being. I have emotions just like everyone else.
Right.
And when you're distracting from the topic in the show because you don't like the tone or you don't like the direction, sorry, but this is the program.
Yeah.
And not to mention, I invite you on the show. That's where I kind of get peeved is when you have an invite to come on here and push back. But instead, you just want to hide in wherever the hell you are, writing in all caps in a chat. Get the F out of here, man. You grow up. Jesus Christ. Naveen, what's on your mind, dude?
Yeah, remember when we spoke the other day when we lost to Pacers? I was talking about Moses Moody and then Quinton Post, their minutes. Yeah, today Moses got his looks. First thing I was worried about is Pods was not setting him up. Today, because of the rotation, he got the looks, he knocked them down. If whether he comes off the bench or he starts, if we get the looks, he'll knock them down. Same with Quinton Post. I really like how he's progressing defensively. I think apart from one game when he played this season, I liked all his games on the defensive end. So I want Quinton to get some minutes because anyway we know that Al is going to play fewer minutes and he won't be playing back to backs. I mean we need to develop players like Quinton Post. Like if he's holding down on the other end, on the offensive end he can do what he's doing. So I want him to get some minutes. Like that is one thing which I wanted, and also
and Naveen, sorry to stop you for a second there. Quinn Post, again, he played fantastic tonight. And we talked about that extensively. The biggest issue is there are nights where he's not hitting his threes like this, right? There are nights where the opposing big abuses him. This is a problem with a lot of the youngsters. Him, Pajemski, Trace Jackson Davis, they can't consistently do it. Like Quinton Post was fantastic. I hope he does it again tomorrow. I hope he does it again when they play OKC, when they play Denver. I really hope that's true, brother. Like it's borderline necessary, man. But you're right.
Exactly.
Tonight he was fantastic. Yeah. I hope he continues it.
Right. But if you remember, he played very well, fantastic against Clippers. And then after that, he was not even getting like 10 minutes a game. What he can do. Because if you see on the defensive end on the Clippers, he played really well.
Yes, you're right.
That was my point. Even today, he was good on the defense. He's not like, he's good. That is one thing. And also, till second quarter, middle of the second quarter, where Warriors built like more than 20-point lead, the rotations were perfect. And you're not acknowledging one thing, Sai, which you might like. I want to put it out there. We didn't see GP2 out there tonight.
I know. Which was funny because he got mic'd up for this game. If you were watching the local feed, they were expecting GP2 probably to be saying and doing a lot more. GP2 got a DNP, and it did not hurt the Warriors at all. Yeah. I did enjoy seeing that, and not because I dislike GP2. It's because I like seeing best players play. Crazy concept. By the way, here's just to give a Quinton Post. By the way, in case you're wondering how he's been playing, here's his game log. Tonight, again, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 4 of 6 from deep. That's huge. But against the Pacers, and maybe this is part of the problem is Kerr endlessly experimenting, Kerr not always giving a long leash. Like, Kerr needs every player he doesn't trust to be playing exceptionally if they want to stay out there. And you're not going to get that consistency from youngsters, right? You have to let them play through mistakes. And I bring that up because Quinton Post against Indiana played 13 minutes, but he was only 1 of 5 from deep, 9 points, 3 rebounds. Okay, not as good. At Milwaukee, plays 10 minutes, 0 points, 0 of 2 from deep, did grab 3 boards, did have 2 turnovers. Side note, Quinn Post should not be handling the ball. He's just not good at that, but he's a big, so who cares? But so it hasn't been consistent. He did play great against the Clippers, as you mentioned, 4 of 7 from deep, 12 points, 8 rebounds in that game, but he wasn't great in the Memphis game. He played 13 minutes, 2 points, did have 2 blocks, did have 4 boards, but he was 0 of 3 from deep, and a huge a value that you get from him is the fact that he's a 3-point shooter. And if he's going over in these games, then, you know, I'm guessing Kerr is just not fond of that. All I'm saying is, if he keeps this up, great. But the consistency has not been there yet, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, even in that case, right? We should be going towards TJD. It's not like I'm only pressing towards Quinton Post. All I'm saying is we want these people, these two to be ready, right? Like, they should be playing more minutes, because anyway we always keep bringing it up because of the size. Even now, like, when Suns came back, they came back because they were getting a lot of second chances. So that is a problem. So yeah, anyway, I and also other thing is, till second quarter middle we were having good lead, and I was thinking, when Jimmy is gone, maybe he was resting. You know, they're trying to rest him, but then they told that he's have lower back stiffness. I still hope that, because Steve Kerr confirmed that Steph is out tomorrow. Maybe we'll see Jimmy tomorrow. But I think because of all this, again, JK's minutes were messed up. Like, how he will be confident if one person comes, his minutes will be tumbled. I don't know, like, how they manage this stuff.
Was there a question? Were you asking something? I apologize. I missed that.
No. I was just saying, like, if one person comes into the rotation, he will take away minutes of someone else. Obviously, even in the last call, I was saying that Pod's minutes should be reduced, and if he's playing well, based on the game, he should be given minutes. It's not like a given that he should be playing like 25-30 minutes. It's good thing that I've seen what you have tweeted out tonight, and I've seen it in the video earlier which you mentioned. Yeah, he did good that, I mean, he got Pat Spencer in when he was, that is a bullshit mistake. He didn't get that 3, and then when he was inbounding the ball, he didn't even look Draymond.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah. Anyway, like, I hope if Jimmy plays, and with these young players, I hope tomorrow they can bring a win, because schedule is getting very hectic, and I think in upcoming 9 games, 8 games are on the road, and we will be playing OKC, we'll be playing Denver, we'll be playing San Antonio twice.
Well, here's what's coming up. Do you have it in front of you? Is that what
No. I just seen that before. Yeah.
I was going to let you go off if you did. So here's what's coming up. And look, a huge reason why I'm not like following tonight's game going, yay, they won against the Suns at home. Yay. Like, give me an effing break, man. The Suns are awful. Awful. They are literally one of the worst teams of the Western Conference. They might be the worst team in the Western Conference. And you have a few people in this chat, Steve Kerr sycophants. It's always his sycophants. It's always Steve Kerr, the people who think Kerr is like the greatest thing to the berries and sliced bread, who always get their panties in a bunch over this crap. Like, it was the Suns. And I honestly thought this whole bullshit with Kuminga was over with. The fact that Kuminga like only played tonight 24 minutes 39 seconds, is ridiculous. What the F is going on there, man? Like, what is Steve Kerr's problem? What is his issue, dude? I wish, goddamn, if it wasn't for the fact that it would potentially affray some relationships behind the scenes, seriously, I would love more than anything to tell you folks what people in the front office think about Steve Kerr. I can't do that because the moment I say that, it's going to be out of the bag. And if you knew what I knew, that's all I can say in terms of what the power-ups in the Warriors think. I'll just say we're on the same page. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I mean, sometimes I feel like he's.
Naveen, have a good night. I need to get Desiree because the moment you started saying I'm crashing out because Kuminga didn't get minutes, why should I not crash out? Enlighten me, Desiree. Why should I be calm because one of the Warriors' best players is getting effed over with minutes? Why are you not riled up over that?
Because
your boy Pajki, the most average basketball player I've seen in recent history, is getting minutes. That's all you care about? Enlighten me, brother, because you see I'm crashing out when I'm watching a massive, egregious treatment of a player who deserves far more than 24 minutes, deserves crashing out. It deserves a massive focal point. And this entire media scene, all they do is kiss Kerr's ass. That's all they do. That's all they know what to do. And I'm guessing you, who yesterday with Sam Gordon here, I saw you in the chat saying, "Oh, more guests like this." Oh, I love what he said. All Sam Gordon kept saying was repeating Kerr's talking points. Connector is not a word. It's literally not a stat. It's not something that's definable in terms of empirically. Like, it's not. It doesn't mean shit. So why do you love Pod so much? Why do you not get riled up when one of the Warriors' best players is only getting 24 minutes, Desi? Enlighten me, please.
All right, so first, like, we won. So
against the Suns.
There shouldn't be
Suns! Stezzy!
We won.
The Suns, bro! You're bragging about that?
Yeah. But I'm not bragging about the win, but I shouldn't be mad at rotations. I don't really care about the rotations.
I thought we were champions. I thought this team was a dynasty, but now apparently we're celebrating wins at home against the worst team in the West. Jesus Christ.
It's game 8 of
You would kiss Kerr's ass if you could, wouldn't you? If you pulled his pants down and bent his ass over to your face, you would kiss it, huh? I would bet money you would, Desi.
No, I don't glaze Kerr. I just have my own opinion that differs from you. And
which is what?
I agree with some of Kerr's things, and I don't agree with some of Kerr's things. And the
what
first
don't
thing
you agree with?
It's about the GB 2 minutes, and he stopped that. So I'm very glad about today what he did. And honestly, it's game 8 of the 82 regular season. We have a lot of time. I'm not really like mad at Kuminga getting 24 minutes. He played good defense.
I am.
He was. I mean, we won. That's the thing. Okay, if we won, okay, you could blame it saying, "Oh, we should have played Kuminga more," but we didn't really suffer. I mean, we played good. Our bench points was crazy. Everybody stepped up, and
against the
Suns. Team basketball. We shouldn't. I think we're
against the
too much.
Suns. That dude, they're literally look at the standings. I'm gonna look at the standings for you because I want to make sure that what I'm saying about the Suns is true. That they're the worst team in the West. Oh, I'm sorry. The Pelicans are worst. Forgive me. The Suns are the second worst team in the West, and we're gonna find out just how good or bad the Kings are because that's who the Warriors play tomorrow. But that's what you're bragging about, Desi. You're literally sitting here saying they beat the Suns and we should be celebrating that. No, when you're a dynasty, you're elite, you're going for a championship. This is business as usual, man. This should be just another night where you check it off a box and go, great. What do we do good? What do we do good that we can build on? What do we do bad that we should not do again? And what peeves me is Steve Kerr repeats the bad shit over and over for years sometimes, and just in his dense head doesn't get it. That certain players are just not good. If Corey Joseph was on this team, Desi, he'd still be getting 25, 30 minutes a night. And that's the guy you respect. It's crazy, man. The Suns. That's who you're bragging about, dude.
No.
God
I'm
damn.
not bragging about the win. The
you
thing
are.
is, first of all, the West is vicious. You're
Yeah.
saying just because there's a little seed difference between the Warriors and the Suns. There's a big difference. The Suns are a good team. They got Devin Booker. He was cooking us. They got some Grayson Allen. Their team is nice. They were trying to contend last year, but they had to blow it up. So the teams in the West, every game is hard in the
They had
West.
Durant. They had Durant last year, dude. What is that? Be
they were
serious
trying
with
to
me, Desi.
contend.
That's a bullshit fucking thing you just said, dude. You're comparing this year's Suns to last year when they had Kevin Durant?
No,
Come on,
I'm saying
man.
the role
Be
players.
serious,
The role
dude.
players. It's not one player. The role players were still there. Come on. The team
Kevin
was trying
Durant,
to
bro.
contend.
That's an all-time top 15 player. They lost. And you're sitting here saying, well, the role players matter. Are you kidding me, dude? You are not serious
It's team
people, man. I need
basketball.
that drop for this show. For everybody like you who just sits here and pretends you fucking think you know anything about hoops.
It's
And then
team
you sit here and say the Suns
You're
are
just-
comparable
okay.
to last year
You're just
when they had
yelling over
Kevin
me.
Durant last year. Oh my God, bro. That
You're
is
not
that is
understanding what I'm
ignorant.
saying.
That is pure ignorance. Keep
don't
going.
think-
Go on. What else?
Okay, I don't think you're understanding what I'm trying to say.
I
The West
do
is-
understand.
look, if you,
I don't
if
think
you
you
can't see
understand.
that.
I think you lack self-awareness, Desi, because you keep praising pods without any statistics other than net rating to back it up. Net rating is subjective. It is not an objective stat. It's fake. It represents 1/5 of a lineup. Yet all you pod supporters, you Kerr supporters, that's the first thing you always bring up is net rating. It's a bullshit subjective statistic. You take that out. What are you bragging about with pods?
Okay, if you don't want to use net rating, don't ever bring up net rating on the show.
Fine. I'll
If we're gonna
happily
use
will
net
never.
rating,
I never need to.
because we have to keep it consistent. If we're gonna use net rating to boost other players,
I don't
we
need
can't
it.
use net rating.
I mostly do it just to make people happy. I will
we
happily
could do
live
that.
without ever bringing net rating
But
up again.
it's a
Most of
flawed
my
stat.
life, I watched basketball without net rating. Never needed it to come to any conclusions that were accurate, brother. Never needed it. Don't need it now. That's fine. We will go. We will continue on from now on. Desi, I'm going to hold you to that. From now on, no more net rating in our conversations, all right? Good luck defending pods now.
Oh, I don't need to defend Pods. He's playing good on his own. Today, he played 20. He played less minutes than Kuminga. First of all, okay, I want to.
Do you know why he got pulled?
Context.
Are you going to ignore why he got pulled out of the game for the whole second quarter?
He got pulled for 2 bad possessions
in a row.
There's something bad on offense, and then he got pulled. And you guys should be happy, right? You guys were saying Kerr's he's been
and the Warriors were blowing the Suns out when he wasn't playing.
Today I would have expected y'all to be happy. I mean, he benched GP2. I mean, Paul didn't even get that many minutes. I mean, Moody got the minutes. Like y'all should be happy. Y'all should.
I'm happy about Moody. I'm happy about Trace Jackson Davis. I'm not happy about Kuminga getting screwed over with the minutes. I'm not happy about the fact that Steve Kerr just gives double standard treatment to Pajemski versus all the other youngsters. If Pajemski makes an egregious mistake like that, he gets penalized for a quarter. Any other player, they're out for the whole game. They might be out for a week. Like it's utter bullshit what Steve Kerr uses for his criteria to decide who should and should not play. Brandon Pajemski was 1 of 6 from deep tonight. Brandon Pajemski is second worst on the team in free throws. Brandon Pajemski was leading in minutes last game in a game they lost. That's not a good look. If you're going to lead the team in minutes and you lose, what does that say about you, man? It shows me that you're not the reason why this team is winning games. You're the reason why they're losing games. And yet you keep defending this guy. It's insane.
In the last 3 games, he's not been the reason we've lost the games. I mean, we can't do revisionist history. That's the truth. We cannot do revisionist history. The last 3 games we have lost because of Steph, Dre, and the lack of defensive attention from our backcourt. And plus, we didn't have our bench step up. That's the truth. Okay, we can't put all the.
He's
hate
part
on
of the bench,
player.
though. He's part of the bench. So if the bench isn't stepping up, he's part of that.
Yeah, but he wasn't the main reason. I mean, that one lineup in the fourth against Indiana, it got us back into the game. We were winning, and then
Did
you
they
put
win?
Steph and Dre in.
They didn't win though.
And then you put Steph and Dre in, and then they cost us the game. I mean, it comes with us being old. We can't look at ourselves as top tier contenders. We can't. Every game is
the
going to be
conclusion you're coming to. Is that what you're saying here, Desi? On November 4th, you're saying the Warriors veterans have officially peaked. They're cooked, and they're not going to carry this team to a title.
It's an 82 game season, so you have to expect bad games. They're not OKC. They're not OKC. We're not OKC. We're not the same team from 2016. We're not about to win 73 games. We're not about to fly through the NBA. The NBA has gotten better, and we have to accept that. There's gonna be struggles. There's gonna be bad games, but we just gotta hope that in bigger sample sizes, our young guys play good and our veterans are there for the games. That's all. We can't overreact over one game. Let's let the bigger sample sizes.
It's not one game. I mean, look, he gets. I'll put it this way: you might be right that he's not the reason they lost some of the games. Like, I'm not putting it on him that they lost the Indiana game, but I don't see him ever being the reason they win games. Ever. Like, he is not the reason the Warriors are elite. He's just a role player, dude, just like you said. But the problem is, that's what you said. You said he's a role player, right?
Yeah, I agree. He's a role player. That's so
role players should not be leading your team in minutes, though. Role players should not be fourth on your team in minutes in terms of per game averages. That's the entire issue I have. And the issue is Steve Kerr and the minutes he gives to players. It's utterly wrong. It's crazy.
I mean,
do you disagree with that?
No, I mean, I don't. I'm looking at this roster, and then I just like, who do you want to get more minutes then? Like, what's your solution?
It's simple. I've said this repeatedly. I'll repeat it again. More minutes for Moody. Like what we saw with Moody tonight, make that every game. Jonathan Kuminga, 10 more minutes than what he got tonight. Kuminga should be a 35-minute-a-night player, not 24. That is egregious and just wrong. Brandon Pajemski, 15 minutes. That's plenty. Guy Santos, more than 2 minutes, 58 seconds. Trace Jackson-Davis, again, good usage tonight. He had an amazing first half, played, 10 minutes, 11 minutes. I already read those stats. Why was he penalized for that with 4 minutes in the second half? And again, the reason why you folks think I go off the rails sometimes is because we see this same shit happening over and over again. And I am the only person in this inept media environment that's full of toxicity, full of ignorance, full of nepotism, just full of people undeserving to be in these positions where they're influencing the masses. And all they do is repeat what Steve Kerr says. And newsflash, Steve Kerr is not a genius. There is no justification for the minutes that we routinely see. And every once in a while, and again, and a side note, if you're in the chat and you're going to be a dick, just bye. Okay? Like, the show is not going to suffer because a few trolls in the chat who are Steve Kerr D-writers are banned. Not going to affect the show. I promise you that. So if that's how you want to roll, hello and goodbye for good. It's good riddance. Seriously, life's too short to deal with you folks. That's my issue. Steve Kerr does not know how to manage minutes. The first 5 years of his career, he had a perfect team lined up for him so that the hard decisions were not there. We even saw evidence of that. I repeated myself repeatedly. 2018, sorry to be redundant, 2018 Western Conference Finals against the Rockets. JaVale McGee, who, side note, at 37 years of age, I forgot which league he's playing in, still kicking ass. But JaVale McGee got DNP'd for that whole series. David West got DNP'd that whole series. Quinn Cook was getting minutes. Swaggy P was getting minutes. And that was back in 2018. This man is still in power entirely because of Stephen Curry. And on nights like these, I'm going to be the one guy who calls that dude out for utter ignorance when it comes to not knowing who the right people are to play. He did not have it in his head. I'm sure you noticed this last night with Sam Gordon. I brought that up to him. How do you not notice until opening night that Kuminga, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Stephen Curry, Al Horford? How does the thought not once cross your mind that that lineup might be your best lineup? It didn't occur to Steve Kerr until opening night. And I'm the crazy one here. It's insane. I guess I'm the crazy one because sometimes I like to pull the Adam Sandler card and go, what is going on there? I guess I'm the crazy one, though. So this is where we're at. Desi, any final thoughts?
Nothing really. I just want to say we got a lot of games left.
Side note, real quick, Fulidol, wrong. Fulidol on our chat's writing the best players on the team love Kerr. No, the best does Steph, because Steve Kerr will do anything to make that man happy, and they've been through wars together, all right? That's it. Did you see what Kevon Looney said about him? What ex-players are out there praising this man? I'll give you a hint. I was holding a finger up like a donut for the screen for the podcast listeners. 0. None. None of them care about him. Steve Kerr does not leave a lasting impression on his former players. Draymond Green puts up with him because of Steph and the fact that Kerr got his back in that Jordan Poole scenario. That's it. And Foley Doll in the chat saying that's all that matters. Well, in case you haven't noticed, Steph is starting to age right before our very eyes. And when Steph can't do it on a night-by-night basis anymore, and I pray on everything that may be controlling this universe, that I'm just tripping out on that front. And I'm not sitting here saying I'm right, that Steph might be regressing right in front of us. I hope I'm wrong on that. I pray I'm wrong on that. And the fact that he had a cold tonight makes me feel a little better, only because maybe that's the reason for his struggles this season. But what then? When catering and bending over for Stephen Curry no longer pays off, we are screwed.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm happy that they said he had a cold because he was looking bad. He was looking really bad. I mean, defensively, he's been worse than Potts. Like, it's bad. It's bad. So, yeah.
I'm just
don't overreact. We have a lot of games. We got hella games. So let's just let the games be played. And this team's gonna be good. We got the young guys. We just gotta hope they develop through these games, get better, get some experience, and yeah, we'll see. We got some games left though.
Sure. Kerr team forever in the chat. I don't know who you were when I blocked you, but look, congrats on finding your way back in. Say one disrespectful dick thing and you're blocked again. It's not, I mean, I don't know what you're bragging about, but I don't take pleasure in blocking people. But when you're being a dick to the host of the program, what do you expect? And don't give me some whataboutism reply. F you. All right? Don't disrespect the host. It's not a complicated concept, man. Oh, here we go. Look, see, and then he follows that up with more all caps. So that was the Anthony person. Now we know that. And now you're banned again. See, it takes like 2 seconds and poof, you're gone. And you gave me another minute of fun content. So there you go. Desi, have a great night. I do appreciate you. Even though, like, just again, you seem to parrot like every show out there that is just, a Steve Kerr sycophant. I feel like I need use that word way too much, but it's accurate. Devin in Limbo is talking about Michael Jordan. What are you guys talking about? I'm very curious. Ginjock saying we need a moderator. We're not financially at that point yet. I wish we were. And that goes to show this experience of running this program has been very eye-opening in terms of the money and the numbers and the attention that the NBA gets and how much it pales to the NFL. The NFL, dude, when you look at it's really crazy. Like running a business that covers an NBA team, and it's one thing running it. It's when you're actually like at the top in terms of ratings and all the stuff that matters. And you represent like 10% of the market share, and the other 90% is like NFL, Niners. It's crazy. They own everything. They have the football's king. It's not even close. It's crazy. Young West 79. Yeah, that is a positive spin that I respect a little bit. At least Kuminga is starting this year, adding that Kerr is going to be Kerr. And I just thought we were done with Kuminga just being relegated like this. Like there are options in front of you to prevent a team like the Phoenix Suns from making a game close. And Steve Kerr, and this is why I use the word obtuse time and time and again to describe this man. Look it up if you don't know what it means. It was used infamously in the movie The Shawshank Redemption. It to the T, pinpoint, describes Steve Kerr. Baby cakes. Oh, Moses Moody. See, that's That is how you can shift this thing back, or at least make me feel a little better. Moses Moody was awesome. By the way, Urias Delfringer. Oh, we have a paid chat. Forgive me. Urias, who became a new member tonight. Thank you. I appreciate you. You balanced out that clown Anthony, who writes in all caps. Someone who, side note, and again, every single one of you folks out there who disagree with me, who think Steve Kerr deserves like this umbrage, this deferential like worship treatment, like I'm supposed to bow down to this human being. F that. You're invited on the show. You're welcome to come on the show and call me a dumbass to my face if that's how you really feel. But every single one of you just prefers to be a keyboard warrior. And how are you earning respect doing that? You are the clown doing that. Especially in all caps. God damn. KKS in the chat saying Kerr was struggling to figure out a lineup that wouldn't lose the lead entirely. And what's really crazy is he had that in the second quarter. It didn't have Brandon Pajemski in it. It did have Trace Jackson Davis in it. I know Jimmy Butler left, and that's a variable that complicates things a little bit. But why not play JK in that position? Why not just try it? How many? I also wonder, Desi in the chat saying as a definition for the actually typing it out, saying obtuse means annoyingly so to understand, dull-witted. Yes. And I've said this to Larry Kruger, my good friend, who sadly still works for Legacy Media. And so he's surrounded by that ignorance. And so, you know, him and I had that one beef, that one show, where he couldn't handle what is very well known behind the scenes across the NBA, that Steve Kerr is an emperor who wears no clothes. And if you don't know what that means, look that up as well. Yes, that is Steve Kerr. I'm sitting here telling you with a straight face, that is the head coach of the Golden State Warriors that so many think is special. Well, get me the hell out of here. I wonder how many people in the love him because of his politics. I sometimes wonder that. And you have clowns like that Jim Park dude on Twitter who, side note, I don't know why anyone would take him seriously. I have no clue. Like, what credentials does he bring that would make you actually listen to an opinion from an individual like that and go, whoa, this person said that? It means nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's just a fan spitting opinions. But I bring him up because Jim Park hates Kerr, not because of what he does as a coach. It's because of his politics. And then I think you have a lot of people that do like Kerr for that same reason. I mean, we are in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm just here judging basketball, man. And I'm just here judging his personnel decisions because the NBA is not the NFL. All right. In the NFL, a head coach matters, right? You're managing a chess piece that once every 45 seconds to a minute, you make a move, right? And you have 11 on 11. You have all these pieces. You have time in between each move to make a decision. So coaching, like your decisions aren't just personnel. They're actually like, what are they going to do in a court? In the NBA, this fast-moving game where it's just too fast, and this is where, to me, analytics is grossly overrated in the NBA. The game moves too fast for stats to mean as much as the nerds out there think they do with these, especially with the subjective ones where, like, isn't there one called Darko or something like that? All these like weird formulaic calculations that, again, just subjectively are put together because someone thinks that represents something. It doesn't. Side note, doesn't at all. But coaching in the NBA, like 90% of it is who plays when. Like the Washington Wizards head coach should be fired already because they signed these veterans for the sole purpose of mentoring their youth. And what does this coach do for the Wizards? He plays Chris Middleton 30 plus minutes. He plays what's the guard's name who was with Portland and New Orleans Dames backcourt. Anyways, former NBA Players Union rep who agree to this atrocious deal that they have to play under. Can someone in the chat help me out here real fast? What is his name? Jesus. Anyways, the point is they have veterans that should not be actually getting minutes. The coach just keeps rolling these guys out there. CJ McCollum. Thank you very much, Yadamine. Yes, CJ McCollum. Yeah, and meanwhile, Corey Kispert gets like 15 minutes. I think I saw a box score last night where Kispert played 15 minutes, scored 15 points. Yes, that is efficient, by the way. And why is he only playing 15 minutes? They trade for Cam Whitmore, who got, I think, like 8 minutes the other night. Like, that is coaching in the NBA. All right? Managing egos, making sure, like, certain personalities don't dominate and take over. It's an issue that coach Isolo in Memphis is dealing with Ja Morant right now. It can be complicated, right? But 90% of it is deciding who plays. That's your power. There's only 5 people out there. You have a 14, 15-man roster to choose from. Sometimes it's very easy, right? The pecking order is pretty obvious. Sometimes it gets a little complicated. But with Steve Kerr, it's always complicated. It's always just some weird shit with this guy in terms of who needs to play when. And again, I know I've been in this industry so long. I used to be Tom Tolbert's producer, who was Kerr's teammate in Arizona. So I do have a pretty good idea how these Arizona boys think about themselves, how they roll, the amount of ego that each one of these fools walk around with, thinking that they all think their farts smell. That South Park episode where they're farting and sniffing their farts, thinking it's amazing, that's them. That is Steve Kerr. But 4 championships, and you have like half the fan base thinks he's a genius now, even though Stephen Curry did all the work. I will forever credit Steve Kerr for that first championship. It was awesome. He made, again, coaching decision, right? He benched Iguodala, and he made Draymond Green a permanent starter when David Lee went down. Respect. Those are great decisions. That was also 12 years ago. 12 years ago. We live in a what have you done for me lately world. Steve Kerr, what the hell have you done for the Warriors and the fan base lately? Besides just, coddle Steph. Mark Daigneault of OKC, one of the best coaches in the NBA. And a huge reason for that, he plays the right people the right minutes. It isn't complicated. Oh, look, another person that is out of my life forever because I hit the ban button. Peace. Again, just don't be a dick to the host. Like, no one's forcing you to watch this show. Here, I'll put the link again in the chat because I'm going to start wrapping it up here. And just in case there's anyone out there that actually has the balls to either show their face, and most of you don't even show your faces. That's even the crazier part. You just have to talk. That's apparently like too much for all of you out there who just get riled up because this one guy, this one dude right here has the audacity to call out Steve Kerr for being grossly overrated and for playing the wrong guys, wrong minutes routinely. Tonight, no exception. I see no one's coming. Again, no one's coming on the show. Baby Cakes saying Kerr respected his video coach. Yeah, and again, relied on Nick Wren to start Andre Iguodala in the 2015 NBA Finals. He relies on Chris DeMarco and Terry Stotts to roll with a closing 5 of Jimmy, Kuminga, Steph, Horford, Dre. And Devin in limbo, adding all coaches of the NBA are too Machiavellian for Kerr. Keep in mind, Phil Jackson spent years as an assistant coach, coaching CBA basketball. Greg Popovich, besides his military background, which I just immediately have extra respect for. Grandpapa, R.I.P. Popovich was an assistant for years. Popovich was Don Nelson's assistant with the Warriors. So I know Tim Hardaway coming back on the show soon. I'm super elated for that. Steve Kerr was just handed this job. And again, he came in, made the necessary changes. They won a championship. Forever grateful. 12 years later, I'm over it. and I've been over it. The moment I saw how this guy handles his young players who need real coaching. So I think we're and Fal Sharpton, the simple problem is, yeah, we won. The Warrior and I sorry, I hate using the word we, but yeah, the Warriors won. But the problem, it wasn't much of a problem, but you have these guys in the chat, and there were relatively new audience members who they can't believe that someone's actually not pretending Steve Kerr is like a genius, right? That's always what this comes down to. It's just a group of people who just are in shock that this one guy who actually has an audience and thank you, has the audacity to point out a myriad of significant personnel issues with this head coach. And tonight, yeah, they won against the second worst team in the Western Conference at home. They nearly blew another lead in the process. And what particularly riles me up is the endless double standard of the way he treats his youngsters. Like why is Kuminga getting 24 minutes? This team, if they did not have Jonathan Kuminga, is a lottery team. Do you folks understand that by now? I'd like to clear something else for everyone else, just in case they don't know this yet. Fal, I hope you figured out what pushed my button tonight. Yeah, you mistreated one of your best players again in year 5. Well, and that mistreatment was a huge reason why. And it wasn't just him. Again, Trace Jackson-Davis, solid 10, 11 minutes in the first half. Let's reward you, buddy, with 4 second-half minutes, and we'll watch our lead evaporate in the process. We'll play Steph way more minutes than he should in the second half. Let's just pretend that these are not that Steph is a robot that can handle the rigors of an 82-game season and stay fresh and be fine in the postseason, playing 34 minutes like he did tonight. Another issue I had. That's why, because I still look at the Warriors as a championship contender. And if I was covering the Bulls in the 90s, I would not be celebrating Chicago beating the Vancouver Grizzlies. Yet that's what this was tonight. And some people think I should be shaking pom-poms, celebrating that. Give me a break, dude. Give me a break. Yeah, and Fal Sharpton saying, I did watch that lead go down and wonder what happened. Yeah. Bad Hombre saying in the chat, I'm worried about Jimmy Butler, to be honest, who, again, lower back issues.
Oh, my neck, my back, my neck and my back. Oh.
Oh, ouch, yeah. Let's go through the scoreboard, and then we'll wrap it up, because guess what? We're back tomorrow night. I'm really stoked to have Mark Haynes coming back tomorrow. It's been a few weeks since we've collaborated, and Tuesday nights have been sacrificed for the I-80 crossover, largely because the Warriors have been playing. Like, I feel like the schedule just every Tuesday is another Warriors game. But tomorrow, the Warriors are in Sacramento to take on the Kings, obviously, and Mark covers the Kings, so we'll do a crossover show. It's gonna be fun. It's so funny, like I appreciate the effort that you folks go to troll, and I don't think you realize how easily I can just push you out of my life, but keep trying, and just know, like, words will never get to me. You could try. I mean, look, and let me take that back. I am a human being. I'm sure there are words you can find that will hurt me. So I'm not going to say them. I retract that statement. Forgive me. I'm not made of iron. But I'm not going to let, like, simple insults get to me either. Ken, how was your lasagna last night? How you doing?
Oh, you got me on right?
You're on, sir. Let's make it quick because I want to wrap it up. We're back in.
Yeah, I just got home from work, man. The lasagna was all right. I just wanted to chime in because I didn't catch, like, the game until, like, the fourth quarter because I was busy, and also like my stream was fucking up on my phone. But I noticed that like we had a lead, and it looked like it was being like they were throwing it away. I thought we were about to lose the fucking game. Like really? And I noticed that it was when they had Pods in, all the young guys, Pods and QP and TJD. But I mean, I can't really speak on specifics and stuff, but I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose hope for the season.
No, I'm not. Look, I'm not losing hope for the season at all. But tonight was just more of the same from what we've been seeing from Kerr for like 2-3 years now. And it's like this guy will never learn. That's the part that's really disappointing. Is it's never going to register. And this is where you got to hope the veterans, you got to hope the assistant coaches, you got to hope they're in his ear, because that's the only time we see progress is when you see other people step up, right? Jimmy Butler had to voice publicly that him and Kuminga can play together. Did you folks remember that's what Kerr actually said? I don't think these guys can play together. I don't see how they fit.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
The only reason he said that was because Jimmy Butler is a typical ISO player. I think Kerr the other day said Jimmy Butler, 10 to 12% of all Warriors offensive possessions are Jimmy ISO plays. And to him, with him and Kuminga, my guess is his fear was, oh no, that's going to go up to 20%. And because now I have two guys out there that like to go ISO sometimes. And so Kuminga has completely changed his game just to make his coach happy. And he's rewarded for that with a 25-minute night. It's asinine, dude. And again, Trace Jackson-Davis misused, Stephen Curry playing more than he should. Why is no one concerned about that?
Was he sick? I heard he was sick or something.
That he has a cold. Yeah, he's actually seems like he's really sick. Which is kind of crazy.
I don't know how he does it, man. I couldn't do that. I'm like you. I become a baby when I get sick. I can't do shit,
bro. It's the only. I'm very lucky. This is one of the rare moments in life where I'm actually comfortable being a single person. Sorry to reveal myself too personally here, but that's not normally the case. Usually I'm like that. I'm just a total puss. I'm like, I need a woman, right? I need a relationship. It just makes me safe and secure. And for the first time in my life, I'm actually, or not first, but it's a rare moment in life where I'm enjoying this freedom, right? But when you're sick, that's when I'm like, I want somebody to take care of me.
Even when I was married, I'm divorced now for some years, but when I was married, man, I would get sick and she would give me grief for being sick because of how I would, just fall apart and become a little kid, She's like, you're a grown ass man. What, when I get sick, I don't behave like that. I'm like, well, because I'm sick and I'm weak and I can't do anything, But yeah, so
moving on next, and we'll do the scoreboard in just a second. But yeah, Ken, and look, here's some massively positive news, or here's a massively positive opinion to share. I think this Warriors still easily win the whole thing. And like tonight,
me too.
Tonight, for example, when they were beating the piss out of the Suns in the first half, my entire gripe is you can do this all the time. Like this is possible consistently. All you have to do.
Yeah, that's my question too. Why can't we do this shit all the time?
Because Steve Kerr is a weirdo, dude. Because Steve Kerr does not think Kuminga should play 35 minutes. Because Steve Kerr played Moses Moody 34 minutes tonight. More precisely, 33 minutes, 54 seconds. And my worry is tomorrow, Moody's going to play 20 minutes because Steve Kerr just has a feeling about things. And
do you think? Well, go ahead.
No, I'm done. That's it. Yeah.
Well, considering like that, I'm starting to feel like maybe Kerr is becoming like grandpa, set in his ways, and just doesn't want to evolve or try something new or just, I don't know. What does it say? Why play Moody with the starters? Yeah. Maybe that's a thought.
It's a good thought. That's a positive thought. What seems to make sense to me that does not make sense to Steve Kerr is Moses Moody should be getting heavy minutes. Kuminga should be getting heavy minutes. Like Trace Jackson-Davis should not be getting DNP'd for multiple games at a time. Young players.
The only way you're going to get better is by getting minutes.
100% agree. And reward your young players if they play well. Like Trace Jackson-Davis played 15 minutes, 30 seconds in this game. 11 of those nearly came in the first half. and they were awesome. Why are you punishing him for a solid first half by only giving him 3-4 minutes in the second half? Like what is the logic there, right?
Yep.
So I'm calling this guy out that's making nearly $19 million a year to make these huge pivotal decisions. And those decisions are who plays when. He routinely bungles that. And I'm somehow, to the eyes of a few schmoes out there, I'm the crazy one because I'm calling that out. Because I'm the media guy who actually has the audacity to call out a head coach, even though in every other market, this is just another standard Tuesday. But to the Steve Kerr detractors, and they are a fascinating bunch because there's a lot of them. Oh, God forbid I cross that line of decorum, apparently, and F you to every one of those people, because I
heard you on that call earlier that is it Anthony? Or no, Desi. Was it Desi? Desi.
Yeah, well, because Desi was, I was not going to.
You were crashing out on him, man. And I told you earlier when the season started, hey, man, take it easy. Don't start cussing people out. And I was driving home listening to this, and I was cracking up, man. I'm like, Sai is going on. He's going off.
Well, because
yeah, don't let the haters get to you, man.
Well, Desi, there are certain people like Desiree, who's he sounds like he's a great kid too. And I know he's not taking it personally. He's going to come back, I hope.
He doesn't.
Sorry, but I'm sure he will. But look, there are people like Desiree who it's so obvious to me that they're getting their information from other media types who do nothing except just repeat Steve Kerr talking points. Like that's
parroting talking points. Yeah.
Like all these media types, to them, it's appalling that someone like me is calling out Steve Kerr. Like to them, like Steve Kerr deserves the type of worship against Vince Lombardi should have gotten, or it's wild, man. And it's like, not to mention, most of these people apparently I've heard enough from the craziest sources. I hope someday I can just write a book about all this stuff. That all it does is make me feel good because it just repeats what I'm saying. But this is our media market, dude. This is the San Francisco Bay Area. It's like people get attached. There's just all these feelings.
Well, they're all homers. They're all naturally homers, though.
Homers, you know. Yep, and they're homers. Yep. So, anyways, Desi's saying he gets his info from Athletic Alchemy. Look, and he's actually one of the folks out there that I've not called out.
That's a YouTube channel, right?
He does a YouTube show. Yes, he's based in Arizona. He was.
I think I've seen it once.
He's very popular, and I think for good reason. And I'm not going to criticize him personally, but I will say this about Alchemy. I've heard enough from other people, because I don't watch his content myself, that he does this too. He'll oftentimes he'll he's not on Team Kuminga. I've heard he's not on Team Moody. I could be wrong on that, but I do know he echoes a lot of Steve Kerr's talking points. And again, the moment you're doing that, it's like, where's the independent thought in that? Like, where are you coming up with your own analysis based off what you saw and presenting that? And Alchemy was a guest on my last show one time. I had fun with him. I invited him to come back. And then he started just giving me the runaround left and right, making excuses. And he has an open invitation if he ever wants to do another show with me, but he won't. And the feeling I got when we did the show together was, because again, I don't just bow down. I don't just agree for the sake of agreeing, man. What am I doing here if I'm doing that? So, we had a few talking points where I push back, and a lot of these people, like, they get stunned when they see someone actually like disagree with them. They're like, what? Like, what's going on here?
What?
And that's the vibe I got. Like, I don't think he wanted to have like discourse. And so that was that. Yeah. KKS in the chat brings up the afternoon drive show. But again, Willard and Dibbs, they work for the Warriors.
Willard
radio.
and Dibbs.
95.7 The Game is an official media.
They work for the Warriors. You cannot count on their opinion to be unbiased or objective.
No, they work for the Warriors. Like if they criticize the Warriors, like if they go too far, for example, and criticize Steve Kerr,
they're fired.
They're going to hear from the Warriors. And they're getting a paycheck that they don't want to lose. And look, and people are not aware of that. I don't think as much as they should be. And then you have KNBR that doesn't even follow the Warriors. Like, they don't have anyone who even knows what they're talking about with the Warriors. And that's your local radio.
Yeah, right.
Man.
They're all Giants and Niners.
And Desi's saying he has a coaching background. Dude, just because someone, first of all, I have a coaching background. All right. there are a lot of people in this world who have been former coaches who don't know shit about the game. You could be the coach of a middle school intramural league, and for the rest of your life, you can call yourself a coach. It doesn't mean you're an expert.
Call me coach.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who try to pull that card. Like, well, I used to be a coach.
Right.
Like the guy who will never come on this show, and I've invited him repeatedly. I've dared this mother effer to come on because this guy is
this motherfucker, man. I'd love it if he did.
Not him. No, Coach Nick. I think he has a YouTube channel. It's called like B-Ball Breakdown or something. That guy is the most pathetic human being on the planet who calls himself a coach. Stop doing that. You don't know shit.
Did he coach girls basketball in middle school or something?
I don't know what he does. I don't know what his background is. But all I do know is that he posts these videos and they're entirely pro Steve Kerr. Like he called and he's tried to hurt Kuminga publicly just because of his loyalty to Steve Kerr. And it's like, shit, dude. And I've watched these. I give these people a chance. I actually watch their content. Coach Nick, maybe you coached first graders because your kid was on the team once. I don't know what you coached. Whatever it was, you're a fraud. You don't know shit. You're welcome to come on the show anytime so we can have a debate about your sycophant nature with Steve Kerr. You're a clown, dude. Like Coach Nick is a clown. And what I'm trying to say here is just because someone coached once does not automatically make them an expert on this shit. I digress.
Have you ever seen the YouTube channel Awful Coaching?
He's funny.
Where this guy's just screaming.
Right, we talked about that. He's funny.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
I can only watch so much though. Like it's like having a scoop of ice cream or something. I can't have too much of it.
I want to bring on Shardall. Here, I think
right
you like
on.
Me, right? Shardall, how are you doing?
Yeah,
tonight?
we were talking about it earlier. We wanted to come on together before the show ended.
Hey, what's up, Kenneth? Man, I'm a big
fan of you.
You need to get on social media, man. You need to get a YouTube channel, man. Get up there.
No.
Media.
No, that's the secret to success. Stay off of social media. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram. I mean, I am on Instagram, but I haven't posted in like 10 years. I think someone might have taken over my account. I'm not on anything.
Real quick,
the only thing I'm on is Reddit.
This is interesting. So Desiree is providing some insight right here because according to Desiree, the only person we should listen to is Athletic Alchemy. And why? Why? Like someone else needs to start giving me now I need to know what Athletic Alchemy is saying out there because I'm very curious to know what his opinions are. Because if he's influencing people like Desiree, it makes me wonder what these opinions are. And something tells me it's very pro Kerr, like everyone else. Keep in mind, Desiree, Athletic Alchemy is if he's your Warriors guy, he's in Arizona, man. At least follow someone who's around the team every once in a while. At least listen to someone who's getting his opinions from one of the greatest players ever. You don't think I'm talking to Rick Barry all the time, like running my ideas through him constantly? You don't think Tim Hardaway and I have gone back? You don't think Sleepy Floyd and I are talking regularly? And that's just tip of the cap. I can't tell you the GMs I talk to regularly. Like, I'm picking brains left and right. But you want to listen to Athletic Alchemy? You literally just wrote that, Desi. Hey. He's saying I never said that. You literally just wrote.
Hey, Sai, calm down, Sai. Take it easy.
Literally just wrote right here. Oh no, I don't know.
Hey,
anyways,
Sai, let me have some words of advice for you. Don't get mad. I'm giving you words of motivation here. Forget about the trolls because I go on my YouTube channel. I get all these trolls all the time. All these people on my channel saying all these hateful stuff to me. Like F the team, F this team, F that team, get off.
Fuck those guys.
They just want to create confrontation, man. That's what these trolls are trying to do. Coming in your chat.
Well, you know what? He's fucking right.
No,
Shardall.
They want to fuck with you, Sai. That's what
Shardall, real quick.
He's right.
They want to fuck with you.
You're right. You're right. Shardall.
And that's
I'd say Shardall. Listen to me. Shardall.
I'm the only person that loves you, man.
Shut up.
Shardall, 1 second. Listen, please. No. Shardall. 99% of the time, I know what I'm doing.
I'm the 1%.
I'd say once or twice a year, I literally just lose my shit.
I'm
the
only person who believes in you, so I'm the only person who's a realist.
Shardall, listen. Hold on, Shardall. I got to mute you for 1 second, just for 1 second. And this is an indictment on the media scene as a whole, where rage bait gets clicks. It's messed up. I hate it. I just had a meeting the other day with like these corporate bigwigs for a legacy media entity, and we're having a long discussion about this. Like, so
Rage bait equals clickbait.
dude, 100%. So
Fucking
most
hate
of the time when
clickbait,
these
man.
people are being trolls, in my mind, I'm thanking them because it allows me to lose my shit. But it's
I'm
an
saying
act,
that
dude. I'm
these
sitting here
trolls
trying to
that
tell you a
come
lot of this
on
is an act
YouTube,
where I'm going crazy because insanely it works. And
Kenneth, you
I'm
know
sure a
these
lot of other
trolls that are
people do
coming
that
on
too. But
YouTube,
there are genuine moments as well. Go ahead. Sorry.
their job is just to come on here and make the host life miserable. Like that's what they're trying to do.
They are. You're right. Ken, I'm going to let you go. Is that okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Like,
Have a
Sai,
good night, brother. Thank
don't
you.
be down. You know.
Shardall, let's go through scores. Are you ready?
Hey, Sai,
Yes.
I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel.
How many subscribers do you have right now? And thank you.
486. I just gained one more subscriber.
Dude, yes. So, folks, the last time Shardall was on, we need the music here. Hold on a second here. Oh.
Hey, Sai, I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel.
Golden Days in reference to the
You make
Matthew
some great
McConaughey
content
movie
videos on the
Dazed and
platform.
Confused.
Golden State Warriors take down the Phoenix Suns 118 to 107 from Chase Center in San Francisco.
Were you there?
What were your thoughts on the game, man? It was a great game, man.
Golden Days in
Steph Curry
reference to
didn't have
the
the best
Matthew McConaughey movie
performance,
Dazed and Confused.
But I wish him the best in his next. I wish him the best whenever he comes back. He's not going to be playing against Sacramento, but I wish him the best, and whenever he plays next, hopefully he has a better game whenever he plays next. I mean, unfortunately, he's not going to be playing tomorrow because he's out for the game tomorrow, which is heartbreaking because I'm like one of the biggest Steph Curry fans out there.
I know, but he's sick, right? So
I'm one of the biggest Steph Curry fans out there. I love Steph Curry. I have three of his jerseys, so that shows how much of a fan I am of his.
Oh, sorry. Someone in the chat, Harmonies, is saying that Athletic Alchemy is a pods guy. Oof. Okay, that explains a lot. Okay, anyways,
yeah, but I'm heartbroken about Steph not playing tomorrow's game against Sacramento. I was really looking forward to Domantas Sabonis against Steph Curry, but looks like we're not going to see that duo tomorrow.
Well, those two don't really play against each other anyways. Did you see that pass Jokic did that went through Sabonis's hair?
I didn't see that. What was that? Can you give me
This was a highlight from, I think, from last night's action, the Nuggets and the Kings. And Nikola Jokic just whizzed this pass, no look, and it went right over Sabonis's head and like hit some of his hair, and it was a perfect pass. I forgot who the recipient. Oh, it was Aaron Gordon was the recipient, and he slammed it down.
If you're bothered by all those trolls that are coming up in the chat,
I don't
just
care.
Take a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out, forget about it.
I really don't. Thank you. You're so sweet, Shardall. You have a heart that's the size of a Mercedes Benz. It's huge. Yes.
I love you and
love you too, brother.
Don't you ever disrespect the host because this is Sai is
on your channel too, right?
You're like a friend to me.
Like your channel. Thank you. Right back. If someone went to your channel, Shardall.
If someone went to my channel and started insulting me, I would ban them from the chat immediately. They would be gone forever.
Shardall, if someone came to your chat and said, Shardall, you don't watch the game.
I say, I'm the biggest Warrior fan out here. What kind of fan are you? You probably don't even watch any of the games of people that come in my chat. They say, what kind of person are you? Do you even watch the games? Do you even go to the games? What are you coming on my channel and saying this stupid ass shit for me to?
See, I like Fel Sharpton, who joined us late, is saying, I'm just honestly biding my time until the playoffs.
If anybody comes on my channel and ever tries to insult me, you're getting punched.
Hell yeah.
Black eye.
I'm not advocating for violence here, but I feel you.
No, I'm saying if anybody comes to my channel and starts saying insults me in any possible way, I would punch them. I mean, I induce violence on my show. You know, if somebody comes on, I'll punch them.
You got to do what you got to do. You know.
I'll smack them in the mouth or something, knock some teeth out.
Are you ready to talk some scores?
Let's go, man. I mean, let's talk about the scores around the league and we'll wrap up the show.
Good job. Nice setup there, buddy. I love that. Impressed. All right. Okay, let's go through. We're going around the association. Shardall, again, SGA Sports Talk is the channel. I love the fact that you're up to 486. So we're trying to get Shardall to 500 subscribers, and you're gaining. Bravo, brother. Bravo.
I'm at 486 subscribers. I just need 14 more loyal viewers to go into my YouTube channel and just click that subscribe button, so I'll be at 500.
Yes, sir. Around the association, are you shocked by this score, Shardall? The Toronto Raptors, 128-100 winners tonight at home in Canada over the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo, who early favored for MVP, he's having a hell of a season, but held tonight to 28 points to go along with 22 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists for the Greek Freak. Side note, all the dreaming of trading for Giannis, just a dream. Did you listen to Joe Lacob today, by the way, in the broadcast?
I didn't listen to Joe Lacob.
Joe Lacob said something, because there's a lot of people that hate Joe Lacob, right? Like especially at least on social media, you see a lot of people with like a clown emoji of Joe Lacob, and people just hate on this guy. I don't know why, but the arrogance probably has something to do with it. But he said something that I really respected when he was on tonight's broadcast. He sat in the booth for the second quarter, and he said something that it resonated with me. It really made me like him more, which was he's a dreamer and he respects people who dream. And if you don't dream, you don't have huge goals to aspire for, to aim for. And he's a dreamer. He's also a basketball fan. I like Joe Lacob. Do you like Joe Lacob, Shardall, or no?
I mean, I love Joe Lacob. I mean, he's a great part of the front office.
Oh no!
I think he's a great member for
Shardall, I'm leave and come back. Will you? Do you have the link?
What happened? What happened?
Your feed is like staticky. It just isn't. It isn't a clean feed. I don't know what's going on. Sounds like feedback.
I'll try coming back.
Yeah, come back. All right. Just leave and come back here. Let me make sure he actually leaves. Okay. So hopefully it's a link. We'll see Shardall again. And while we're doing that, I'll go through the rest of the association. And I'm just curious. Harmonies. Again, I don't watch Athletic Alchemy, so I can't comment on what his opinions are because I don't know what they are. Desi and you are having this back and forth because I guess Desi really likes Unk, but Harmonies is pushing back, saying that Athletic Alchemy once said on his show that fans that want JK to do well are toxic. If that's true, that sucks. Shardall, you're not back. Let me put the link in the chat again real fast. That does suck if he did say that, but I don't know if that's true. It's just Harmonies in the chat saying something, and then Desi saying that just last month Alk was giving Kuminga's props, but that doesn't mean anything either, because now you suddenly have a lot of these same folks that were hating on him trying to save face. Who knows? Anyways, the link is in the chat one last time. Shardall, find it, come back. And I think there's someone else who wants to come on real quick. I would not mind Chris Wood, if you want to come on real quick for a second. We've been going really long, and I want to wrap it up. But if you want to join for a second, I don't mind. Elsewhere in the association, again, the Raptors, a much better start than anticipated. I can't remember if I bet the over or under on them, but the over is looking good in terms of the win total. The Raptors improved to 4-4, defeating the Bucks again, 128-100. The Bucks fall to 5-3. Shardall, we're back. Do you sound better? Shardall. I'll leave you up in case we do see you. Elsewhere in the association.
Do I sound a little better?
Yes, much better. What happened?
I don't know what happened. My audio connection went out, and I was sounding static. I don't know what happened with my connection.
It did, but
I'm probably doing the show from my mobile device, so probably on my device the static comes a little bit, so it kind of sounds choppy. But I don't mean to sound choppy.
Shardall, I want to give some love real fast to our merch store. The holidays are around the corner. It's November.
Golden Days, in reference to the Matthew McConaughey movie Dazed and Confused.
Yes, sir. And that's the name of the show. And we have a store. The link is in our YouTube description. It's also on our YouTube channel. I found we have There was a business in San Francisco once called San Francisco Surf Company, and we're using their logos for some new swag. We've got a lot of stuff for sale, and a lot of it is priced incredibly well. Go check it out in case you're looking for gifts for the holidays. Shardall, you ready for some more scores?
I'm ready for some more scores. Let's go.
All right, let me get this banner actually. Try to drum up some business there. There we go. Elsewhere in the association on a Tuesday night, the Atlanta Hawks. This game, I believe, was on Peacock. 127-112 winners in Atlanta, hosting the underachieving Orlando Magic. The Hawks improved to 4-4. The Magic dropped to 3-5, despite Paolo Banchero, 22 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists. Dyson Daniels, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists in the win. A battle of Eastern Conference heavyweights, Shardall. The Bulls winning 113-111 over the Sixers. And yes, they are heavyweights right now because the Bulls improved to 6-1. Philly drops to 5-2. Tyrese Maxey is having a strong start to the season. He scored 39 points, added 3 blocks. Josh Giddey, a triple-double in the win, 29 points, 15 rebounds, 12 assists. Do you have an opinion, Shardall, on Josh Giddey?
I want to say this was a great win for the Chicago Bulls. They're led by great players such as Josh Giddey, and Matas Buzelis. I mean, I think that the Bulls are a great team, and they have a lot of future ahead of them. They're led by a great coach. I mean, like, the Bulls are a great organization, and this was a great win for them. And they're looking really good.
I want to thank. I apologize for getting to this so late. Yossarian Hees, great name. Dropping $4.99 in the chat. He's saying that he's drunk because he played his Warriors. I don't know what that word is. De'Aaron game based on the cliche-ass local broadcast buzzwords. Oh, I see. I think if I interpret this correctly, Yossarian, side note, the name of the protagonist in Catch-22, the terrific novel, I believe, saying that they were playing a drinking game based on certain buzzwords in the Warriors game tonight. And so you got hammered because of that. I hope I'm interpreting that correctly. Look, they won. That's the good news. I would be bitter if I was playing a drinking game like Yossarian was doing and they lost. Because now you have the hangover tomorrow and you've got a Warriors loss that was the cause of your hangover. At least a Warriors win caused your hangover. Easier to stomach, if that makes sense. Yeah, Shardall, sorry.
So how often do you go live on your show?
How can what?
How often do you go live on your show? Like, how many days in a week? Do you go like 3 days
after every game? And we try to aim for 5 days a week. That's the goal. Sometimes 6. Aim for 5. How about you, Shardall? What about for SGA Sports Talk? How many days a week?
I haven't been going live because I have work, but now that work is over, I'll think about going live more often. Probably.
Yeah, it's fun.
2 or 3 streams a week. I'll probably go live and do some play-by-play streams and stuff on my channel, and
it's crazy.
Blow it up on YouTube because I'm already at 486. So I'm already blowing it up on YouTube already.
You're getting there. You're getting there, buddy.
I'm blowing it up. You know, it's ballooning up over there in subscriber count. I mean,
Armando Laura in the chat dropping $1.99 saying fatigue loss with some doo-doo emojis. I like the doo-doo emojis. Do you?
So you're gonna be doing the Warriors and Kings post-game show with Mark Haynes from Believe in Kings tomorrow for the I-80 crossover.
Yes, sir.
Could I come on? Could I come on tomorrow? Because you said you said many times that that I could come on the show, but you didn't. You never reached out. You never got back to me. So I didn't know if I could come on the show or not. Because you said you would let me come on it.
You're on right now.
No, the I-80 crossover with the
tomorrow
with Mark Haynes. Can I come tomorrow night?
I can't make a promise, but let's say tentatively yes.
But you said I could come on last show when Mark Haynes.
Did I say that?
You said I could come on the show. And
promise I said that?
You promised. You never said anything.
Say again. What'd you say?
No, you said I could come on the I-80 crossover with you, and you bring me on, and you never got back to me. So I feel a little bit under the weather here.
You promise.
No, you promised that I could come on the show with Mark Haynes, and I
did, but I'm okay. You're coming on. Okay, if you're telling me the truth, I believe you. I will
But
giggity.
What were your thoughts? I can hear you, but what? I'm really looking forward to coming on tomorrow with you and Mark Haynes.
You're coming on. It's already foregone conclusion. Elsewhere in the NBA, we got two more games. The New Orleans Pelicans.
Cyrus, so
yes, Shardall.
I have my email, so I could send you my email, so you could send me the link.
No. I'm not doing that. Just join like you normally do, okay?
I'll join like I normally do.
You
Like
will be
I
the
join it
only
for
person joining us, though, okay?
I'll be the only person joining you tomorrow.
Yes.
And do I get to stay on for the whole duration
No,
of
but
the show?
you'll be our closer like normal, okay?
I'll be your closer like normal.
Yes, but you're going to be the only guest, so that is special. All right?
That's special. Nobody else is going to be joining tomorrow. Just going to be me tomorrow.
Well, yeah. Do you think that's special? I hope you do.
That's very special.
Okay. I hope that's a good compromise. Yeah, you will be the only.
That's a really great compliment. It really means a lot to me. I really love compliments.
That's compliments and compromises. They're both amazing. So are the New Orleans Pelicans. They're now 1-6 on the year, surviving a home game against the Charlotte Hornets. That must have been a fun one on League Pass. I'm saying that sarcastically. 116-112 winners. Jose Alvarado, I think he hit the game winner as well. 18.6 assists in the win. Knuppel, 20 points, 12 rebounds in the loss for the Hornets, who dropped to 3-5. Again, the Pelicans' first win of the year. They now improved to 1-6. And the last game, the OKC. Oh, this was a good one. What's up?
So the New Orleans Pelicans are one of the worst teams right now, with a 1-6 record. They're overrated. I don't know why people are hyping the New Orleans Pelicans so much. They're a garbage team. They have Zion Williamson and they have Jordan Poole, but I think this team is like not going to win any more games. I think they're going to go like 1-18 to end the season.
Okay, good prediction. Last game, this was also on Peacock, and I hope they improved their coverage from the one game I tried them out on, that Warriors game. That was just a mess. Well, it was another 8 p.m. Pacific time tip-off here in the West Coast, and the OKC Thunder improved to 8-0, defeating the LA Clippers in LA 126-107. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, reigning MVP for your reigning world champions, 30 points, 12 assists, 3 blocks in the win. James Harden, 25 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists in the loss. Other news of note for the Clippers, owner Steve Ballmer is now formally being sued for that scandal involving Kawhi Leonard. What was the name of the company that Kawhi Leonard was planting trees for? It's not Accenture. What is it called? It's do you remember?
I don't remember.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. But anyways, the owner of the Clippers, Steve Ballmer, now formally involved in a lawsuit with other investors in that company. Aspirations. Thank you, Desiree. Or Aspiration, I think, singular. But yeah, Steve Ballmer being sued now by other investors in Aspiration, or maybe it's Aspirations, I don't know. But there's what they're claiming is fascinating, that they're basically corroborating Pablo Torres' story that Steve Ballmer was using this company to funnel money to Kawhi Leonard. And look, the Clippers are a rival, so all I do is wish bad things on them, and I hope they get in huge trouble for this. I hope they have draft picks taken away. The last team that got in serious trouble for circumventing the salary cap were the Minnesota Timberwolves. This was back, I think, around the year 2000, and they funneled money to Joe Smith, former Warriors #1 pick out of Maryland. And they lost, I think, 5 straight first-round picks for committing that rule violation.
So Steve Ballmer is a great owner of the Clippers. I actually saw him in the elevator because I was in Hawaii and the Clippers were playing the Jazz in the preseason. They were playing over in Hawaii. We were staying there, and the Clippers were staying on the same hotel floor that we were staying on. And I went into the elevator, and Steve Ballmer was standing right there in the elevator. I took a photo with him.
He looks like a big dude. Is he big?
He's pretty big, but I'm all the players were there. You know, Batum was there, and they were playing. They had a preseason game that day. So I went to see it. So I mean, I'm huge admirer of Steve Ballmer. I know I'm not a Clippers fan, but I love what he's done with this organization, putting this team together. I think he's done a massive job with this team, man. He's a huge investor. I think he's done a great job with his organization.
Oh, the chat's going a little too crazy. I now see an N-word. Desi, I really hope you said that because you can get away with it. Otherwise, I strongly ask people in the chat, please don't use racial. Just don't go to race in any regard.
I don't understand why you can say things like offensive words and then think you can get away with it.
I don't either. I mean,
people never get away with it. Normally there's like, you could, and what happened if you say, if you say it on YouTube, I mean, like, somebody might not have issue with it, but if you go on the streets and you say to somebody those things to somebody of the other race or another color, and you say it in their face, you're gonna get punched in the face. If you say somebody on the street,
probably rightfully so.
If you say the N-word to them, you're gonna get assaulted, man. Like,
and probably rightfully so.
I don't think anybody wants to get assaulted, but
I don't want that either.
Don't go on the streets and say that to somebody of another color. Don't say that.
Exactly right. All right, Shardall.
You're causing. It's a cause for trouble if you do it.
We'll see you tomorrow. Okay.
Stay away from it.
Did you vote today, by the way, Shardall? Are you a voting member of our society?
I voted today.
Nice. I'm not going to ask you what for. I'm just curious if you voted. Have a great day, Shardall, okay?
Viewers, make sure to click the like button, smash that subscribe button, ring that notification bell for Sai. In Golden Days, he's a great host.
Thank you.
Brings a lot of great guests, talks about the Warriors. He has so much insight on the Warriors. I'm happy he's willing to share that with all of the people here.
And don't forget, Shardall.
In reference to the 1993 Matthew McConaughey movie Dazed and Confused. And also subscribe to the SGA Sports Talk channel. I'm at 486 subscribers. I'm on the road to 500. So if your viewers can go there and click that like button, smash that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, so you never miss out on when I come out with another amazing video on my channel.
Beautiful.
Thanks for having me on the show, Sai.
See you tomorrow night, right?
Great admire of you. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Right back at you, buddy.
I'll always have your back.
Thank you. If that means a lot, man. It really does. Thank you.
I would have banned all those trolls from the chat if you made me a mod.
Okay. I appreciate the offer. I'll think about it. Okay.
You know what I would be on you if you made me a mod. You know what I would be on YouTube. I would be your troll inspector. So I would inspect all the trolls I'd see in them, and I'll kick them out from the chat.
We're 2 hours. Jesus, we're 2 hours 36 into this. I didn't realize that. Still have 187 currently watching. Thank you, each and every one of you. That's incredible. Thank you. And Shardall, I'm curious. I'll bring it up with the audience at some point whether or not Shardall should be the moderator for the chat. I'll make that a democratic process. We'll revisit it.
I'm gonna give my score prediction for the Warriors and Kings game before I leave for the night. So
I'll see you tomorrow, right?
I'll give my score prediction for the Warriors and Kings game before I leave for the night.
Go for it.
So my score prediction for the Golden State Warriors and Sacramento Kings, I'm going with the Golden State Warriors getting the 134 to 117 win over the Sacramento Kings.
134 to 1. That's without Steph.
Without Steph Curry.
You know what's crazy, Shardall? So FanDuel, who we're powered by, the official sportsbook of Golden Days, when we started the show tonight, 2.5 hours ago, the Warriors were 3-point favorites for tomorrow night's game in Sacramento. We learned Steph is probably not. Well, he's not going to play. He's fighting the cold. Can you guess what the line is now?
The starting lineups?
No. The betting line. Are you familiar with what that is?
I don't. Can you? I bet.
Don't worry, Shardall. Don't worry about it. Shardall, have a great night. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Sound good?
I'm going with the Warriors winning 134 to 117 versus the Kings tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow on the I-80 crossover with Mark Haynes. Man, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna be the only guest. I can't wait. I'm gonna look. I'm so excited. I'm gonna look nice for you tomorrow. I'm gonna wear a nice suit jacket and a white shirt and bow tie. Look nice, look presentable tomorrow when I come on the show tomorrow.
Just be yourself.
I want to impress Mark Haynes. Come on the show tomorrow. But
Mark's
yeah,
good
but
people.
I'll see you on the show tomorrow, man. It's gonna be great, man. It's my first time
Looking forward to it.
coming on the IID crossover, man. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you tomorrow, man.
Beautiful.
Love everything you do on this channel, man, and wish you the best of luck, brother.
Beautiful. And we'll. Sorry, I cut you off. Have a good night, Shardall.
So I want to say I wish you the best of luck, brother, on the
Thank
channel, man. Wish you the best moving
Thank you.
forward. Hopefully
Right back
you get
at
a
you.
lot of great guests. Hopefully you get LJ Cryer in your show from the Warriors.
Working on that. Yeah, I'm waiting on
that.
confirmation. I should follow
But
up.
yeah,
actually.
but I love you, man. I'm a realist. I'm the only person who never disrespects the host. And I'll see you tomorrow on the IID
Sounds
Crossroads
good.
with Mark Haynes.
There you go. That's the great Shardall, who his words I feel like imprinted in everyone's minds in terms of just how you spell the days in
Golden Days in reference to the Matthew McConaughey movie Dazed and Confused.
And sincerest thanks to everyone. Oh my god, the chat is absolutely hilarious. Shardall is amazing. Everyone's amazing. Even all the haters out there. Most of you, anyways. There might be a few that I could care less if you burn in hell. But for everyone else, sincerely thank you. And the Warriors did win. That was good. I just don't like seeing them underachieve. And I'm not going to sit here and celebrate wins over the Suns. It's the Phoenix Suns. Come on. In 2025-26, the Phoenix Suns it's them. What's the contest against? It's them. It's the Pelicans. We're about to check out the Kings. But that's the bottom of the barrel, right? I mean, there's no one else sniffing those teams. Phoenix, New Orleans, maybe Sac. Maybe. I don't even know. I don't have a good read on Sac yet. I'm curious to see them tomorrow night. My point is, if the Warriors beat the Suns, if the Warriors beat the Pelicans, yeah, great, they won. We're not going to celebrate like it means anything. It doesn't. The fact that they lost that huge lead, that means something. The fact that they needed Steph to play 34 minutes when he's supposed to be playing 30, that means something. Don't pretend it doesn't, man. And again, how many shows are on the air and online and all that other crap? Like, however you can watch things, how many of them are there? Like, after every Warriors game? At least 10? Maybe even 20? I don't know how many there are. Let's say there's 20. You have 20 options for shows to choose from, all right? 19 of them have hosts going, Steve Kerr, Warriors, woo! And they're shaking pom-poms and maybe they got skirts because that's what cheerleaders do. Although male cheerleaders, I guess, wear the what do you call those pants? I forgot, sweats or whatever. That's 19 of the 20 do that. So if that's what you're looking for, you have options. You have an borderline endless amount of choices. There's one show, that covers the Warriors, whose host actually does love the team, but who doesn't kiss Kerr's ass either. And apparently some of you want all 20 shows to be Kerr just kissing Kerr's behind. F that, dude. F that. Yeah, you're not getting that here. Sorry, not sorry. We'll see you tomorrow night. Mark Haynes, I'm elated, is joining us. Check out our merch store. We actually have some really cool stuff for sale there. And we're back soon. Is that it? That's it. Good night.